people.
Yeah, there we go. All right, we are streaming, I think.
Strawman.
Strawman and streaming.
So apparently we were supposed to see the whole them monitoring us coming, according to some of the
According to
comments.
one guy on the internet.
one of the dudes.
Oh, is this a commenter on YouTube?
Yeah.
It sounded like I said commenter, and I meant to say commenter.
Well, we'll see, but here's the thing.
That's what I think of our viewers.
Were any of us as players or characters incredibly surprised or just insulted? Because
I don't think we were surprised. I think we were just like, oh, I guess that makes sense.
yeah, exactly. I don't think any of us were like, that doesn't sound like them.
I thought they were nice guys. I mean, I know they kill people for a living, but you know.
No, guys, no, this cannot be them.
No,
They
I won't
wouldn't do
believe
this
it.
to
I
us.
signed on to the network of love, not the network of spy poopy heads.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know how accurate that would be. Well, none of us really thought about it actively like, hey guys, maybe they bugged us all. I don't think any of us were like, didn't see that coming.
Huh?
Huh?
What?
Let me see if it shows that we are live.
Yep, it does. I'm twatting.
Yay! Woo!
Like a roller coaster of just pure joy everywhere.
I'm posing to take a picture for Twitter to post.
Oh,
Nice.
did you see the picture that I linked in the Rifts thing, Criana?
What?
The dog, the dag,
The dig.
posing for a picture.
I like digs.
No.
It's
Dags.
It's cute.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like digs.
Dags. Oh yeah, I love dags.
I like Periwinkle Blue.
Periwinkle Boo. Is that what
Blue,
you
not
say?
boo.
Periwinkle Boob.
Go. No, they definitely did not say that,
Are you
Criana.
sure?
Pretty sure. Hi, Scarlet Ranger.
Hello.
Pretty sure. And by pretty sure, I mean absolutely sure.
How does this look? How does this look for Twitter?
Like you're gonna shoot laser beams and kill somebody?
Perfect. I feel like Salem, only in dog form.
One of the few TV shows I actually thought was better than the movie.
That
There was
show
a Sabrina the Teenage Witch movie.
I think that's
I
where
didn't
it
see the
started
movie.
from. It didn't have Calissa or Joan Hart or whatever her name is, though.
Well, Salem made the show. Like Salem
I
was.
think it was Flockhart.
Yeah,
I just remember from Calissa Explains It All.
Carissa's face, his heart. Melissa
Okay.
framed it all.
Framed it all? She framed it all?
Melissa framed it all.
Framed everybody.
Framed everything.
Okay, just a heads up. I grabbed some food on the way home, so I'm going to be muted most of the time. But if you need me, of course, just let me know and I'll... Actually, I do that a lot because I have noticed that by muting my mic whenever my character's... I don't interrupt people as much. Or,
Good job.
Hey, there
more
you go.
specifically, you don't know that I do.
That's all that matters.
So we're like Squee? Squee!
You.
Dead.
All right. Well, since we're starting a little bit later, let's get rocking and rolling here.
Okay. Oh, do we have any fan art? Hang on. Or we can
I
wait.
didn't
You know, let's
check
wait
that.
till next week. We are, like you said, we're starting a bit late. We can wait until next week.
No, we can show art. We can show art. That's fine. I don't mind.
Oh, I was
Let's
just
see what
being
we
lazy,
got.
but okay.
Oh no, if you want to be lazy, you can be lazy.
No,
man.
nah, too late now. Let's see here.
I'm a dog.
You sure are. You're a wolf, actually. Okay, so we saw the one with. I think we hadn't seen Cosmic Whip by Criana or anything before that. So Ali's picture of Mila. Oh wait, no, we did show that one. Okay, so what we're leveling off is the Rift Crew done Ruby style. That one, Mila cradling her flower like a baby. doodle between Patrick and Mila about wearing pants. And I guess the one with Honey Jade is a Corsairs one, so we don't need to show that.
So then there's the flower, there's the
Ruby style.
Ruby style.
Yeah.
And there's the other flower.
I was really clever, and I called it Rifty, R-F-T-Y, and nobody favorited it. I was extremely bummed.
You're like, I'm a genius!
Why will nobody acknowledge my literary intelligence?
Okay. All right. So I think we're good there. Okay. All right. Hang on. Let me turn my Skypes to do not disturb. Which
my back.
Which
Stretch.
I like having Skype on my phone, but it is a constant struggle because it likes to always change my status.
Oh my god, I had to delete Skype off my phone because like it kept on calling. Like I accidentally called for Inferno. I accidentally called a bunch of different people, and one of the time was while I was taking a shit. And I panicked and I turned off my phone and threw it out the door.
That might have been an overreaction, but regardless.
The person on the other end just hears a scream and a loud banging sound and then nothing.
You realize we're streaming right now, right?
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. People need to know that this is my life, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. We've all been there. We've all been taking a shit, and then Skype accidentally starts going off, and you're like, oh!
No. I'm afraid that's not true. Canadians don't defecate.
Oh!
We don't.
Wow.
I did not know this.
I had
realize
no idea.
that, poop is just... it's just concentrated evil, right? And Canadians are the best people in the entire world, so we don't have any evil. So we don't.
Oh wow! Oh, I have lots of shits then.
But if it's concentrated evil, how come it's the most relaxing part of my day?
Oh
Wow.
no, there is nothing relaxing
You
about
ever
it.
stab a man cathartically, Squee? I'm sure serial killers think that's very relaxing too.
I've never had a peaceful shit in my life.
Are you kidding me?
It's always like a trial.
Maybe it's just Texans. Maybe it's just Texans.
You can ask. You can
relax.
You can ask Yoon. It is like my relaxation me time.
Yeah, no, it's like
Okay.
I'm like you are walking by and all you hear is ah!
Okay, as the game master, I'm gonna stop this conversation about
Alright, fair.
taking shits. I'm using my authority. To.
You're abusing your power.
Oh my god! This is for good. The greater good.
Actually, that's okay. But before we get on track, like I wanted us to get on track, but that's like kind of one of my fears. While I have this new headset that I can take with me into the bathroom. Is like I'm not gonna mute my microphone, and all you hear is just me going ah! Okay, please continue.
Oh boy. Okay, I'm gonna start recording.
Oh.
Okay. Here we go. And we're recording.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Riffs.
Hi.
You have some pictures to show us, Squee.
Aha, I do. Unfortunately, I opened them up so I can't tell who they're from, so you guys might have to help me with that.
Oh, I
one.
can tell you.
I have the first one I have is Mila in her body armor looking at a flower.
That is by Allie.
Yes, it's very well done. The
Oh,
next
it's
one
cute.
is AMPT.
AMPT.
It's the
You
new
mean-
boy/girl band.
Oh, the Ruby style. That's by
Yeah.
Victor.
Yes, and it's incredibly
Oh
well done.
yeah, the Ruby. Oh yeah, okay. I was like, what?
It's I
That's
just
like the
expect
Fletter Party.
Al, Mila, Patrick, Thomas.
Yeah.
I just expect them to break out like into a One Direction song or something and start dancing.
Now you've just ruined it.
Thank you.
You have.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Mila cradling a flower.
Yep, that's by Allie.
Mhm.
Nope.
And then we've got what's with pants? I don't actually know.
What's with pants? Now I know.
A few minutes later, I just remember what pants are for. I feel free.
I'm free. Oh, Mila.
That's also my alley.
I look, to me, this speaks to
I love
Patrick's
Allie's
character
stuff.
so much. It's not that Patrick didn't know what pants were for. He's just so preoccupied that it didn't occur to him at the time.
Yeah.
He had things to do. Remembering what pants were for were not one of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I opened that up twice, apparently. So there we go.
Lovely.
That's it. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you, everyone who has been drawing for us.
Mm-hmm.
It's wonderful. It adds a ton.
And,
So,
I was going to say real quick,
mm-hmm.
Criana is Princess Baby Jr.
I am.
Yeah.
Barf.
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 Nice.
Okay. All right. So when we last left off, you guys just finished exploring an old terraforming outpost in which you recovered some data in regards to what kind of went on there. In addition, you gathered quite a few of these strange yellow flowers. Half of them were given to Killian and his crew over at the Razor's Fist, but you still have a large number of them. And if I remember correctly, you guys as players decided to delve back down onto Mars and do the other relatively safe landing zone that is Operation 2 to Tango. Also known as... I'll give me a moment. Also known as... the landing zone. I have the wrong document open. No wonder. I'm like, delay. Also known as something. This is professional game mastering, as you can tell. So before we get started, slipping in character, do you guys have any questions? Either about the game or anything else like that, or...
I have a question for my fellow players, because it's been a couple of weeks. Are
Yes.
you guys sure that we want to go back down to the landing zones, or do we want to just progress on to sitting in a ley line for 24 hours, or do we want to do something else?
Oh, it's not going to be for 24 hours. It's going to be for 10 days.
Oh, I thought it was for 24 hours. Whoops.
No.
Well, if they're 2-hour days, maybe. I actually want to keep, and my math is horrible. I just realized. I
Nice.
want to keep. I want to go down at least one more time because I wouldn't mind. We kind of have it clear. We kind of have an idea. Someone created some bugs. He made, I think, one bug diversified into all the different types of bugs, and they somehow got out of control and killed everyone. But that's only part of the story, and as a player, I think I said this last time too. If we don't figure this out, no one ever will. I'm kind of curious, at least going down one more time to see if we can get a little bit more information about what happened, how it went down, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's solve a mystery.
Yay! Okay,
So-
so I looked it up, and that's definitely landing zone Janus, or Janus. Janus.
Janus.
Yellow?
Janusa!
Janus.
So, you'll have about a period of 24 hours to rest and recuperate and to prepare before Operation 2 to Tango gets underway. There is one thing that I want to touch on in regards to NPC interactions and whatnot in that 24-hour period. I can go ahead and do that, or if there's something that you guys want to talk about in and out of character, or any scenes you guys want to do, feel free to do so. If not, just give me the thumbs up and I'll get things rolling.
I think I have a thumb that is in the upwards direction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm good.
You're good?
I'm good.
Okay. Burn, Squee?
I am good.
Okay.
Good.
All right. Well, then probably about 12 hours have passed after you, the crew of the Rhapsody yourselves, have a chance to rest, and you'll be hailed by Killian Blackwater himself. And he says that already some of the medical doctors on the Minor Innocents have been playing around with the flowers that you collected, the large batch that you created, and they're interested in testing something out in regards to them, and they're wondering if you'd be open to being their guinea pigs, for lack of a better word.
Al would say, actually, I guess I could do this in character, because it's always fun interacting with this guy.
He's your best friend. You love him.
Yeah. Al would sit there and say, are you suggesting some sort of repellent or weapon?
Bingo. Repellent, actually. We haven't had a chance to grow a large number of these things on our own. In fact, that will take quite a bit of time, but considering what you have managed to harvest, our scientists, at least the doctors that we have here, believe they can extract the important pheromone, or at least the pollen that is emitting the pheromone, concentrate it and put it onto some sort of emitter. We're hoping, perhaps, that it might provide some sort of protection or deterrent against them, but it hasn't been field tested. We were wondering if you'd be willing to do the field tests yourself, since you're the ones who are most likely going to be interacting with these bugs.
I don't see any issue with it whatsoever, assuming we're not purposely trying to start trouble. But the truth is, if we get caught by bugs and get into a fight, if we have this weapon and it works, it's a great asset. If it doesn't, we're no worse off than we would have been without it.
Great. So then what all I need is the armor that you plan on taking down. Get that prepared over in the cargo bay. The Minor Innocents will dock with you. They'll transfer it over, and we'll attach these emitters onto the backs of your armor. Kind of weld them on, for lack of a better word. That way it prevents them becoming detached, and they're in a secure area, so they won't be knocked aside or easily destroyed.
Okay, we will do so.
Sure. Once they're all installed, I'll have... give me a second as I look up a name. Oh, Inferno. Here we go. Dr. Beauville. I'll have Dr. Beauville kind of give you the rundown on what they think or what they hope it's going to do. But wanted to make sure it was okay off the get-go.
Okay.
Great. See you soon. And with that, he'll end communication. And sure enough, a few minutes later, the Minor Innocents requests to dock with you. You do so. So this is a good way of Inferno asking what armor you guys are going to take down for you to this mission. Oh yeah, and what's up, Bern?
Before we actually dock and everything, Tom is going to ask Al, and see if this emitter is a spray, correct? Essentially.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it's going to be in a powderized or an aerosol form, but yes, one of the two.
All right. Can you figure out if it's going to be flammable or not?
I can definitely take a look when they install it and ask them as well. Sure.
Thank you. That's all I need.
Okie dokie. So they dock. So this is a way of Inferno asking you guys what armor you're going to take down with you, because that's what these little emitters are going to be attached to.
Oh,
yeah.
I got armor last time, and I think I still have the things here. Yeah. My agent armor. Does that sound right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Agent, is that how it's pronounced? Agante?
Yeah, Agante. That's it.
Agante. Your Agante armor. Okay, Mila. Yeah, okay, so you're going to use that one. Okay, great. Yeah. That's Mila. Knocked down.
I will use my heavy network agent armor.
Okay.
I'll use my light the body armor, the one that's 70 MDC. I think that's just the regular network agent armor.
Yeah, that's the same that Mila has.
Yeah.
Agent.
Agante, yeah. And Piph?
I'm sure this is the... environmentally sealed battle armor.
Okay, great. Wonderful. So that armor is collected, and about 4 hours later, it's returned to you, along with Dr. I know his last name, Dr. Beauville, Dr. Raymond Beauville, who actually comes aboard and gives you kind of a briefing on what they've installed. Al, you recognize Dr. Beauville quite, and you've conversed and dealt with him quite often. He's the lead. He's the primary medical personnel on the Minor Innocents. Of course, he has a small team. There's a secondary medically trained individual and 2 medics that work on the Minor Innocents, but as far as main contacts, this has been the man. He looks to be in either his late 40s or early 50s. He doesn't have very many wrinkles on his face other than just some crow's nest by the eyes, although he does show quite a bit of male pattern baldness, the stereotypical horseshoe shaped. He has kind of auburn reddish hair with some flecks of gray in it as well. And he has a striking green eyes and a very, very small, petite nose that sits right in the center of his face. He's also a very relatively thin or thin-ish man, but not unhealthily so. And he shows each of you where these transmitters, for lack of a better word, these receptacles are placed. On the very backs of your armor, most of them, if not all, it seems like a very, very small 1 inch by 1 inch metallic box, squared box, that is welded to the lower spine of your body armor. And on one end is this very small circle and a small switch on the top of the square. And Dr. Beauville explains that they've concentrated this pheromone pollen to emit once every few seconds in an aerosol-like spray. This has quite a bit of stronger advantages than just carrying around one of these flowers. First of all, it protects the emitter from a lot of damage, whereas if one were to just wield around the flower with them, it might get damaged or destroyed. In addition, he believes that this will provide at least 4 hours of continual emissions compared to the pollen being expired perhaps very rapidly in the open air. He shows you all how to just turn them on. It's very, very simple with just a quick flick of your thumb. And he is very interested as to how the bugs would react to you with one of these emitters on, and more specifically the species of creatures. He mentions that Dr. Melissa Cole's notes, the ones that you recovered, mentioned that she was concerned that due to the diversity of insectoid life, that this sort of natural deterrent might not be effective of all species. So it is very important in this ground testing maneuver. And then he asks if there's any questions in regards to what he's explained so far.
Hey, Al, I think that's your cue to ask Tom's question.
There you go. You're a smart puppy.
So, do we know if this is a flammable mixture?
He pauses for a moment and he says, if you're intending to use it as some sort of flame accelerant, I'd say no, but it does since it is just simply pollen emitted into the air, it will be destroyed by flame.
Okay. No.
But it can't be used as an accelerant if you're thinking of using it as some sort of makeshift weapon.
I think more the concern is that one of our crew has some interesting ways with fire, and we wanted to make sure that if he had to use it, he wouldn't be blowing himself up.
He pauses for a moment. He says, interesting way with fire. Oh, you have a mutant on board.
Yes, indeed.
Interesting mutation. Not completely unheard of. Relatively unique. Well, very well. I don't see it, like I said, the pollen will probably burn up, but it won't act as it's not flammable.
Okay, thank you. Do we know, in your best opinion, is this something that will physically kill or harm them, or simply something that they would shy away from?
He says, in my expert opinion, I'm not too sure exactly what to expect, although knowing of their physiology and their constitution being quite robust, I'd be surprised if a simple pheromone would kill them. More likely it is a deterrent, which would explain why there's very little insectoid life within that green area that you found these flowers. However, on the other side, it's my understanding that one of the specimens that you captured seemed to be considerably handicapped. So perhaps there might be some developmental effects of this pheromone. But I would be very surprised if this is lethal, although that would be quite the reaction, don't you agree?
I do agree.
Okay. Anything else?
I was going to say, I have an out-of-character question. Did we get all of the stuff for Tyrath? Because didn't he want bugs?
He still needs 4 more. Yeah. You got a pair of 2 fly types.
Okay, so we need to get one of each type?
No, not one of each type. Just a pair of one type of species, right? So you have 2 flies, so you can get like 2 ants, 2 beetles, as long as it's a pair of something, and you need 2 of those pairs.
Okay, thank you. I forgot.
No problem.
Yeah. Right now the priority is going back down to figure out what happened to the settlement. And then after that, we're going to be spending the 10 days.
Okay.
Then
everything makes sense now. I get a little too into character with Mila, I guess.
Okay. Alrighty. So if that's it for the questions with the doctor, the good doctor, Dr. Beauville, then he'll depart. He'll get back onto the Minor Innocents, and your armor is back returned to you. It doesn't look like it was, other than that modification with the pollen emitter, there doesn't seem to be any other changes to it. And if you're ready, guys, I'll fast forward our next scene with you guys landing with the Rhapsody and the Minor Innocents and starting this operation, for lack of a better word. Shall I do so?
I think so. I don't see any.
Good.
Sure.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the preparations are made, and the time comes for Operation 2 to Tango to begin. And as the Rhapsody and Minor Innocents once more plunge into the light atmosphere of Mars, racing towards the Earth, you do, not of course, but you realize that you are headed towards much more closer to this tree-lined triangle of Martian foliage. But you manage to actually land in an area that does not have any vegetation around it. It seems to have been completely cleared, that nothing has been able to grow in the Martian sand for quite some time. And it seems like a very nondescript area. In fact, with the exception of what appears to be a large 7-foot antenna that seems to be emitting straight from the red sand soil in the ground, that itself appears to be bent out of shape, there doesn't seem to be anything really discerning or descriptive of this area, but instead I'll just give us our generic Martian pictures here. And as the Minor Innocents lands itself, 20 well-armed network associates and mercenaries, for lack of a better word, from Outcast Station begin a small perimeter around this antenna area. And you see, probably for the first time, Nocturne make herself known and land on the ground itself. Most of the time, she has stayed in the Minor Innocence, taking a command position. She's dressed in, appears to be of a similar fashion to the network armor, dark black with a little splash of blue on her left arm. And she starts making her way towards this antenna, and she waves for you, for the rest of the group, the party that has landed onto the Martian soil, to follow. Do you do so?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And as you do so, as you gather around the antenna, antenna itself, she kind of kicks some of the Martian dust aside, and you can see underneath a small shimmer, a small reflection of this burnished, scratched metal. And it appears to be some sort of hatch that leads to the ground. It takes a little while for the Earth to be cleared. It takes about 5 minutes or so, but soon an entire large hatch and also what appears to be the top of some sort of ceiling into some form of facility is unearthed. And she says to all of you, and she says, "This was the location that we managed to get. We don't know much about this other than knowing that it is some sort of mining entrance. We don't know what to expect, and we don't even know how reliable it is as a back door to the facility. But as you can tell by the relative calm exterior, it's a lot better than landing right on the main colony's landing pads. We'll be in constant radio communication, and we're hoping the air transmitters will be able to pierce far enough below the Earth. However, if we start to break radio communication, it is up to your discretion whether you wish to continue or not. But my advice is to don't go too far, because it might be quiet now, but as we've known, our landings have been sometimes detected by the local life. And if we need to get out quick, we need to tell you that we're leaving."
Understood.
Understood.
Okay. All right. And after a radio check between the ships and your the radios inside your body armor, and confirming that they do work, she says, "All right. Best of luck. We'll hold here as long as we can."
All right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I'll get you all rolling. A few members of the, for lack of a better word, the guards, the people who are on perimeter, guarding the perimeter, Nocturne waves them over. Two of the most largest formed individuals, the ones that are really very bulky in their body armor. And they come over, and after a few strong pulls, they're able to break the seal in that lies at your feet. And after a hiss of what appears to be condensed air escape into the Martian atmosphere, you can see a metallic ladder descending down into what appears to be darkness. Although you can tell already from the outside that there might be some sort of dim light source underneath, because it's not pitch black, but it is quite dark.
So are we still on top? Or are we climbing down? Or are we inside?
Oh, you're still on top. I didn't want to take I don't want to make the decision for you guys to climb down just yet, but it's ready for your descent.
Patrick will start descending.
Okay. So.
How dark is it?
Right now it's pretty black. It might get better the deeper you go down,
No.
But for all intents and purposes right now, it's a dark hole in the ground.
I don't want to go down.
That,
Okay, well, I'll stand here then.
Al goes, that is an issue.
Yeah.
Do we have any method of lighting this place up?
I have a quick question for you. Which NPCs do you want to take with you? Bear and Blink, as per usual?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, Blink will not be in her. She'll be in network body armor, as will Bear. They're not going to be in any suit of power armor. They're equipped similar to yourselves.
Do they also have repellent, or just the main?
No, they also have repellent too.
Okay.
Yeah, there's enough for 6.
Who's there looking down the hole?
I think I would be. Yeah.
Sure. As would Bear.
All right.
So I'm picturing Patrick kind of on the ladder looking up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Patrick in Draconic without radio contact on will say, I believe it's daylight. No, it's not daylight. It's full moon. There we go.
Oh, great. And all of a sudden, from Patrick's glove, is it your left hand or your right hand? That's
Let's go with the left one.
Okay. Hovering, and all of a sudden, on Patrick's left glove, a orb of light, of a pale, pale light, begins to ascend from it, lighting the area lighting this area quite completely as the globe softly hovers above Patrick's hand.
Wow.
And now, you can see. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say Mila will look at it intensely, and then you'll see her flick her helmet light on and go, "That's really cool looking. Look at that." And then she'll turn off her helmet light and be like, "Okay, let's go." Guys?
You see?
Oh,
you see?
Mila.
Patrick's going down the ladder.
Okay.
Out of character, I was searching through PDFs because I could have sworn we had fucking lights in our helmets. God dang it.
You do. That's funny. I was waiting for someone to ask. If no one was going to ask, Blink was going to go over to Mila and, turn hers on for her. But I figured I'd let the players make a decision first before I had an NPC do that.
I know power armor well.
It's body armor, so don't feel too bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so is it fair to say you all descend down into this mine maintenance area?
Yes.
I think that's fair.
Okay. And as you each descend down the ladder, and the pale light of Patrick's, little orb that he summoned, for lack of a better word, emits around, I'm going to reveal a kind of picture here on this page. You guys aren't dragged over to it yet, are you? Oh, yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Mm-hmm.
So you can probably see the area, just a simple white corridor there, and to the right of it should be a picture, which kind of gives you a nice visual representation of what you see.
That's spooky.
This is not a tiny, small, claustrophobic mine shaft, and the intel reports that the network got were at least accurate in the sense that if you had to move large, extremely large mining machinery, this is the way to do it. It's a good, solid 100 feet across, and it goes north and south as far as the eye can see. And from time to time, small, flickering, pale orange lights seem to light the way, although the light itself is still quite dim. It all seems to be made of manufactured metals with braces along the walls and ceiling, almost like it was something. It looks like something that perhaps would anchor down large pieces of machinery. Those are intermittently spaced throughout this large shaft. Now, I'd like each of you to roll me a D100, except for Mila. I want you to roll me a D100 and make it, and then minus 30 from it.
Minus 30.
Yeah.
Damn!
Wow. Yep, that's that super hearing. Al and Mila. To the south of your location, you hear very, very softly, very faintly, but it's the sound of something rough clacking from time to time against metal. It's not quite a scrape, more of a, like a clang or little tings or pings. And Mila recognizes it definitely as bzz, bzz.
Mila will start buzzing under her breath. It seems almost unconscious, but she's doing it.
Yeah.
Al will immediately stop and put a hand on Mila, and he say,
Oh, jeez, Al, you gotta warn me when you do that.
"Sorry,
Whoa, you scared me. What is it?
Yeah, it's there's bugs ahead."
You're right. Okay, let's keep going.
Al's just gonna say, "Everyone, just be careful and be quiet."
So I don't like to. Is it a fair assumption at this point that you guys would turn on your transmitters, your pollen transmitters, or you would have done that as soon as you disembarked from the Rhapsody, or do you guys purposely want to wait turning those on?
I can't. Okay, this is my brain being fabulous again. Did they say that if there was like a limit to how?
Yes, a 4-hour limit.
4 hours.
He thinks it can go up to 4 hours. He's pretty sure.
Oh, then let's just turn it fucking on when we get out.
No,
I
I think that
Turn
it
it on.
would have been better to turn it on when we at least got like
Before you descended down into the tunnel?
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So now what I'm going to do then, guys, is I'm going to just clear another little area here, because I think this will be a fun little mechanic. He says the DM thinks it's fun. You guys are probably not going to like this at all.
Fun little mechanic. Let me roll a d20. Oh,
No,
that's
no.
an interesting thing. Ooh.
No.
I'm just kidding.
So what I'm going to do is from time to time, as you guys take actions, not every single action, right? But as you explore, as you delve in, I'm going to, because I think it is fair to say that you guys are going to be keeping, a lot of you guys have mathematics checks, you guys are, or military trained, and you'd be able to keep a very good idea of how long you've been underground here, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to keep track of how many hours and minutes have passed. And so this little timer, so for example, you do something and it'll be like, oh, you have 3 hours and 40 minutes left, So this will give you guys an idea of how long you've been underneath, and so you're not caught with your pants down when your emitters don't work anymore. Make sense?
Yeah, I like that.
I think so.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Great.
Seems good to me.
All right. So I'll be updating that from time to time. But yes, to the south of you, Al, you estimate it's dark. It's through the dim light. You don't have visual contact, which implies it's probably about 300 feet or greater off into the distance. Someone get that cat out of here.
All right.
Okay. So what would you guys like to do?
We're just in a tunnel.
Yes, you are in this mining shaft tunnel.
Should we go the other way?
From the bugs?
Away from the bugs.
And GM, is do we have any idea which direction the tunnel goes towards the
Yes, I guess this was a detail that I didn't really explicitly say when Nocturne was talking to you. But when you got the briefing itself, you were told the general direction of the main colony.
Okay.
So it is fair to assume that if you want to go towards where the colony hub is, you'll have to go south.
Oh, then let's just go.
Well, yeah, we have to. I mean, it's not going to help us much to go the other direction, I think.
Yeah, we can.
Unless you want to go to their mining facility.
We can throw, I don't know, one of the NPCs at them if they come up. It's fine.
Throw in your girlfriend.
No.
Well, hang on. Let's vote.
Don't you dare pull this shit on me.
Poor Bear's just like,
Oh.
okay.
Anyway,
okay,
so you guys are going to be making your way down south, right? Oh, and in fact, wait a second. Duh, let me give you some tokens. That was the whole point of me giving you a little map. Now, this isn't completely to scale, guys, and this is a very roughly drawn map. It doesn't have an immense amount of detail, but I think it's going to really help you determine, an idea of, the hallways and stuff like that, so you don't get too confused by, just my descriptions. So let's throw in a giant owl. Oh, wait. Oh, God, no! His token disappeared behind the layers.
No.
No.
Don't worry, that's not your fault.
There's Al.
I was going to say, that's not your fault. That's just Al being a dick.
Yeah, all right, there's Al.
He's always gotta be.
Here's
He's
Mina.
always doing this.
He's a spy.
Okay, here. I'm going to just throw people up here and then move things to the back. There's Tom. Let me give Bear and Blink, and I'll give him control of all of you so you can move them around, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Sweet.
There's our friend Bear. There. And where's Blink? Oh, I don't have a token for Blink yet. Oh my god.
There, Bear.
Okay,
We're
Inferno.
going to-
The characters you make are amazing, but I don't think they're real enough to actually take control of all of us.
Okay, I missed something.
Okay.
But in amazing ways.
So I'm going to... you know what? This has to happen anyway. Just give me a moment or two, and I'm going to make a Blink token.
Sure.
It doesn't take very long.
So
Did
if
you
you
get a
guys
picture? Do you still
remember,
have it?
Oh, I know what you guys can do. You guys can talk about anything, but also while I'm doing this, maybe figure out what kind of pattern, formation you guys want to take.
Bravo.
Oh, like who goes in
Yeah.
first?
the flying V pattern.
Just like the Mighty Ducks.
Mila will stay
Oh,
towards the
jeez.
source of light.
So Patrick.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
I'm gonna
I probably
knuckle
should
puck
put this on some downtime. If you are close enough to Patrick, which I think is 30 feet away from him, which is he'll actually keep the ball over your head.
Oh, yay! You'll just be looking up at it like, yeah.
like going after it like a kitten.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Ah.
Okay, tokens.
Bask in the light.
Always, but go ahead and discuss what kind of formation you guys want to take.
Yeah.
Your tokens are there, so you can even arrange them that way if you want.
All right, so
Give Bear control of
who
everybody.
wants to go first?
Give Bear control of everybody.
No, see, I did it again.
There.
Give everyone
is it-
control of Bear.
Here's the question: Is it just a mistake or a Freudian slip, or maybe we just don't know?
Bear. Bear is
I'd actually like to say that it would make the most sense for Bear to take the lead, since his senses are probably the sharpest of all of us.
Yeah?
Well, Mila's maybe, but let's say senses plus attention span is the best of all of us.
What if we put Bear and Mila first then? Because they both have good sensory stuff.
Yeah.
Bear and Mila first, Patrick right behind Mila, and
And then Al can take the
Al
rear.
in the-
Yeah.
yeah,
Ew.
that could work.
Rear guard.
No. Gross. Judgmental.
Scrap it,
wolf.
redo it all.
That face rig. Whatever you say. No.
No.
Dun dun dun.
Face rig has gotten really good that it like registers my eyebrows. It's really crazy.
Well, it can
You know, it
register my
wasn't
talking, but I
registering
don't
Jackson.
actually have my webcam up, so I can't make any movements.
Oh. Blows, huh?
Well, it's still better than nothing. It's still better than no top hat kitty.
Oh my god.
Okay, so almost ready. You gotta save
I
this.
just noticed that you had it up. You look so scary right now. Holy shit.
Don't worry about it.
Dun dun.
I just burned down the world. Ah!
Yeah, where's your master? I don't know. Where is he?
I think I rendered him to ashes. Ooh.
All right, now I'm just gonna drag old Blinky Face over.
Whee!
Actually, Higgyun had a brilliant idea. We wanted a larger cat toy for Logan, so we actually bought like a 3-year-old slipper. Like, you know, those little house slippers for 3-year-olds that are made out of all fabric and fur and stuff. Filled the entire thing with catnip and sewed it shut.
Oh my
He's
god.
been high all day.
Aww. My cats are funny.
Me too.
Yeah, they are.
Here's Blink. Controlled by all players.
Emma Stone.
You know what? I'm gonna just quickly Google a picture of Emma Stone. I can't remember what she looks like.
I just think for some reason she looks a lot like
Oh.
Emma Stone.
I guess.
I think it might be the eyes, like the little kind of in her eyes.
Yeah. Well,
like
Emma Stone
this?
does have kind of kitty-like eyes. Now.
Yeah, she's kind of cat-like. Like.
Anywho. We'll save that for my fan fiction. All right. So it will be Mila and Bear first. Okay,
Yeah.
well, you have your formation. Perfect. So roughly the distances between each other, like how far is Patrick away from Mila and Bear?
You tell me.
Well, the range of the light is about 30 feet.
So.
So 30 feet?
I don't know. I feel like he'd be closer.
Well, I was gonna say if we want to kind of go about it this way, take Al's kind of military background into this. 5 meters is usually the distance because that's what a grenade can usually do. So 15 feet between
Okay.
each row.
I'm good with that.
So like
Excellent.
50. So Bear and Mila 15 feet. Tom and Patrick 15 feet. Al and Blink 15 feet.
Perfect. That's great. I have that in my head. All right. So if you decide as a group to head towards south, towards this, unfortunately, towards where this colony might be, and the sounds of something up ahead. You travel for slowly, carefully, led by Bear and Mila, and sure enough, you get closer and closer to the sounds themselves as I reveal more areas. And you travel for about 10 minutes as I update our clock.
It's all the way down this bottom here.
Yep. To the edge of the light there.
Aye.
And at the very, very edge of the light itself, as you've been getting closer and closer in this mining, for lack of a better word, tunnel, the sounds get louder and louder, and from time to time you can hear these little croaking clicks, as well as the sound of scurrying feet upon metal, clawed feet upon metal. And at the very, very, very edge of the light, also emitted from time to time by the dim orange glow of the light of the mine shaft itself, you see shimmering black carapaces. And they're reminiscent of the giant beetles that you encountered on your first landing upon Mars. And these shapes, these round insectoid beetly shapes with these small squatted faces with compound eyes, seem to cover the area in front of you. A solid, at the very least, 20 perhaps 30 or more that you can see as they squirm in the light in front of you. But none of them approach you, nor do their faces look in your direction. But they're clearly wild up. They're moving quite in a very animated pattern, but none of them step towards you. They're a solid 45 to 50 feet away from where Mila and Bear is.
I guess Al would very quietly over the radio say, all right. Oh, by the way, I can't Al. He's
I can't Tom either.
I will Al you and Tom you. Wait, I almost
didn't know what that meant for
Al Tom. That would have been very confusing.
Dun,
Oh
dun.
man, I didn't even know what Squee meant by that at first. I'm like, what is he like? Does he need to get into character? What's going on here? What's his motivation?
I was gonna say, damn it! I was gonna say, what's his motivation?
Shut the fuck up, Squee.
You,
I
you.
Tom'd you.
Wait.
You've been Tom'd. There you go.
Al
All
would
right.
probably say over the radio, all right, what do you guys want to do?
We should run. Hello, is this thing on? I don't know about the Bear. Can you hear me?
He kind of gives you a tap on your shoulder and a nod.
Ah! Oh, hi, Bear. Sorry, you scared me.
In fact, Mila, you get a brief flash, very momentarily,
Okay.
of a similar situation, except instead of metallic walls, it's the forested floor and a deep, in the deep woods. But that same look of Bear looking over to you in a calm way and giving your shoulder a small communicative tap, and then for a moment the memory fades away.
We're in a field.
Al's gonna say, did you just say we're in there?
My phone agrees.
Al would say, did you just say we're in their field of vision?
No. We're in a field of flowers.
Right. Bear, do you think there's any way we can sneak past them?
No. Ow. We're in a field. The lady with the fingernails, she had a flower, and then she was in the field, and she died.
Yes, she did.
Maybe we shouldn't be in the field.
Bear
But we're
paused.
in the field.
What?
Don't
Yeah.
you understand?
Mila, quiet.
Mila is saying this more loud enough, and it's... If they were human, if these beetles were humans, a mere 45, 50 feet away, they would hear her. And yet, still, despite their squirming and crawling atop each other in areas of this entire mine shaft, they don't take a step towards you, nor do they look in your direction. But Bear says, perhaps Mila is telling us that the pollen will cover us like a field. It will protect us.
Maybe.
No, Bear, I'm saying we're in a field. Duh. Look, you can see all, well, they're not here right now, but if they were, they'd be all around us. Come on, it's okay, follow me.
Bear gives you a skeptical look, but is willing to do so.
Okay, hold my hand, Bear, we're gonna just sneak on by.
Bear will take your hand, and he looks around behind him towards Tom and Patrick, and the eyes are very clearly, help me if this doesn't work.
Tom will nod.
Al,
Patrick, like, waving his arms towards him, like, go.
Al will look over to Blink and shrug and say, I guess we're sneaking by.
So, Mila and Bear move forward towards the beetles, low and to the ground. And the second you take 10 feet forward, the collection of about 6 beetles that were closest to your path begin to scurry away from you.
Oh.
You get a little bit closer, and a little bit closer. And this mass of beetles, it appears, although they make no sounds, emit no sense, nor point their reddish, compact eyes your way, do their utmost best at squeezing out of your path. In fact, most of them cling to the sides of the mine shaft walls, far, far on either side, 50 feet on either side, so they themselves are barely within your sphere, the Patrick sphere of light. And you can see them just on the outside of that light source, clinging against the walls, trying to get away from you. And as Mila and Bear continue on, much like a wave being parted, these shiny black chitinous beetles act like the water and part your way without a single hostile action yet.
Al,
Damn.
After a few minutes of this, Al will get on the radio. Patrick, I think I might have an idea on how to capture some of these. Do you think we could lower the cages down here?
Oh my god, that's brilliant.
Oh.
Power armor can go through. Cage size. About as large as.
We just need to get it down to the bottom. Then we use this tunnel like a corral and drive them into it.
Patrick, roll me D100, please. You recall the dimensions of the entrance to this shaft, the exterior entrance to the shaft, and you think it'll be tight but feasible. Some of the edges of it will be a very tight fit, but from your recollection, it probably would fit down the hatch. It would be even easier if the ladder was detached somehow. Then it should give you the ample amount of space needed to squeeze a cage down into this shaft. And once inside, of course, there's plenty of room.
Patrick Relay, actually I'll do this in character. It should fit. It's a snug fit. The ladder might get in the way. I don't think I can and reassemble these without doing some sort of structural. I don't know the cages well enough.
Alright, well, we can talk about it later. It's something to keep in mind, I suppose.
Yeah, it's a very good idea if we want to revisit this place, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you guys wish to continue then down south past these beetles, this collection of beetles?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
I think so.
I don't think Mila's giving us option.
I'm on my way.
Dun dun.
So 15 more minutes pass. As I'll just describe, but I'll get you guys towards this junction. Do. I'm gonna just. Oh God! I dragged the entire world. Give me a moment. Line up. Okay, it didn't shift at all. Okay, so I'm gonna just go ahead and put you on the goddamn map layer, and then this will never happen again. There we go. So, at the 15 minutes pass, and after getting past that wave of black beetles, you did the sounds of them scurrying move behind you. And you continue down this mining shaft until it abruptly ends. And it appears that the tunnels themselves, this mining tunnel exits to what appears to be a set of double doors. The doors themselves are metallic and only partially sealed, and they seem to be about 9 feet tall. And parting the doors themselves, you actually enter what appears to be a more, I don't want to say civilized area, but a more facility type area. I'm going to reveal another picture here to kind of give you an idea of the hallways themselves. Residential area, perhaps? I'm not doing so great with the whole mental thesaurus. Regardless, you have now entered what appears to be at least some part of the facility. The walls are much brighter than what are on the mine shaft, and this is extremely well lit. Bright lights cascade from the center of the ceiling all the way down each of the hallway, and everything appears to be clean and crisp. On the off-white colored walls, you see 2 large bands of colors. One is orange, while the other is green. The orange line on the wall extends down to the east and west of you. On the eastmost, on the westmost wall, the orange line is broken up with large blocky letters that say Mining Control Office. And then off to the east, the orange line breaks with blocky text that says Temporary Housing. And to the south, the green lines on the walls direct you to what appears to be sector security.
Both look really interesting to me.
Let's check out security.
Yeah.
I'm for security as well. If there's a log of incidents that happened here, you would hope it would be in security.
Maybe even video footage.
Possibly.
Okay.
All right, so you decide to follow the green-lined hallway to the south, correct? All right. So the green line, you follow the green line itself, and you end up towards an intersection. A solid green line soon follows to your right, or to the west appears here, which continues to say sector security, while a broken line says continues down south, and there's blocky text that identify that direction as lifts to level 4.
Sector security, I think.
Yeah, let's stick to security for right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know this is anticipatory, but I have to use the washroom real quick. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait with bated breath.
Oh man.
No.
The legend. So, Squee, you're no longer a cat, or?
Yeah.
Cat.
The face rig crashed, and I don't. I'll work with it later, but not during riffs. I'll get my webcam out.
Can you show my face to the
I can.
to the lovely audience? Thank you.
I can. Next week I'll get my face cam out so I can do it right.
All right. Let me know when they can see me.
They can see you.
I will be right back.
Hello, my faithful subjects. I am Queen Baby Jr. I know, it's about time that I became royalty and whatnot. So I'm gonna pose for you.
My God, the tongue's hanging out.
That was my first pose. Now I shall do my second pose.
Oh, hang on. You're gonna have to repose. There you go.
I shall posing. Casey?
Yeah, they can see.
Barf! You can see it.
I think it's
Yes,
bark,
yes.
not barf.
Barf?
That's what people do when they drink too much.
Barf?
I'll be right back.
Oh. Everyone's just leaving.
We're up. Time to hit the old dusty trail.
Not you too. Come on! I'm a wolf! I'm funny!
I haven't actually finished up that thing that I did like weeks ago about that one story about that one video game.
Oh my god, that's right. Jesus, I don't even know where you left off.
I'm just going to quickly do a recap of the beginning part. So there's this game. I can't remember the freaking name of it.
Sure.
It's the third installment of something made by the people who did Nier. And there's a super secret end boss or something like that. And like a friend was just like, you gotta help me play this. I can't beat this boss. It's impossible. You do rhythm games, right? I'm like, rhythm games? I thought it was a fighting game. It is a fighting game. I need you to help me with this rhythm game part. Okay. So I started playing and I'm like, oh, this is fairly simple. I just need to understand what the heck is going on. And yeah, it's nice. It's a nice boss fight and oh, okay, it's going on longer. It's getting more elaborate. Yeah, I'm actually really enjoying this, and I kept going there and failing and so on and so forth. But I'm still having a really good time because the music's great, the boss fight's really interesting, and they keep throwing new like spins at you and stuff like that. And I was like, this is really cool. And this is one of the boss fights I hate because of its last form. I think it has like 7 forms or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Like a Final Fantasy boss.
So I was just like, all right. So I got to the last one, and I was like, yeah, okay. I'm really getting down to this. I'm freaking like dancing in my chair and everything. It's ridiculous. I was just having a blast with it. It started throwing things at me, and I'm like, all right. I know the general gist, and I failed all of a sudden. I'm like, what? How did I do that? That's weird. Well, let me try it again. So freaking 7 minutes later, after like all the other stages of the boss fight, I get to the last part and doing pretty well and stuff, and then I die again. And I'm like, I swear I'm on beat. What's going on? So after like another like 6 times of this and just getting more and more frustrated, going like, what the heck am I doing wrong? Apparently the song is slowing down, so the beats are slightly skewed.
Fine.
So I was just like, alright, I understand what's going on now, let's try this again. So I started doing it, and I kind of got into it, and then, like, it started then, like, shifting off the music notes itself and stopped actually going towards the beats, and then I failed again. I'm like, this thing is ridiculous. Alright, let me freaking find a guide on this. My friends was like, you need to use this, it's really important. I got into, like, the 6th phase of this guy just by using this. Even that was really hard. So I started using that thing, which was like to show you exactly where all the beats are, like visually, because it like the game like screws up your vision a whole bunch. So there's like a guide. So I was just like, all right, this is how this is done. And then like way towards the end, the screen just starts going darker, and the music starts slowing down, and everything starts going like really slow and things like that. And I go like, all right, I think I hear a note, and I think it's, like, here, and I was, like, way off, and there's a note somewhere else, and I'm like, alright, there's there, and then, like, the music stops, and the screen is black, and then the guide then scrolls over 2 freaking notes, like, right next to each other. I'm like, ding ding, I'm like, alright, that's done. My friend's like, no, keep watching. and like dialogue starts happening, like the battle's over, like people are talking and things like that, and like at the beginning of the 4th sentence, you have to press the button to get or else you lose. And you're like, what the? Why? Why does this? Nobody.
It sounds like bullshit.
I know.
Sounds like bullshit.
It is pure bullshit.
Are we? Sorry. Are we good to continue?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
We're all back. Okay.
I thought you guys were taking a while, so I was like, they must be pooping.
No, I have to say I'm impressed with what Face Rig can do now. It's catching pretty much all of your facial movements.
I know, it's kind of creepy, like, when I frown, it's like,
Yeah, I know. That's what.
My eyebrows.
Please stop.
Hey,
Just
how you
kidding.
doing?
All right. Okay.
Okay.
So, yes, as mentioned before, you guys wanted to stick with the security rather than the lift, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so as you navigate the halls, as you go to your right, to the west of the facility, you see the entrance of what appears to be 3 separate rooms, and each of the doors themselves are sealed. The first, I'm going to ping, this first door, the placard on the front reveals it as Sector 2M Surveillance. The second area, the second door itself, identifies this with 4 simple letters, Brig. And the final door simply says, Restricted, Authorized Personnel Only. They are all sealed. They're all single doors. They appear to be closed from the top down. And beside each of them appears to be a computer lock or a keypad lock that appears to take some form of card and also has numerical buttons on it.
Restricted access sounds fun.
Yeah.
While it does sound fun, it might take some time getting into. Maybe we should check out surveillance first and then restricted access next.
Does that have... They all have a keypad?
Yep, they all have a keypad, yes.
Boo.
Or we just choose one. Because it all may take some time to get into.
Let's go to surveillance first. Because then it'll give us at least a picture of possibly give us a picture of other places in the...
Does anyone have a
base.
card key?
No.
No. Nice try.
What? It's a legitimate question.
Mm-hmm. Bear shakes his head, as does Blink.
Very well.
Alright, so we'll go surveillance first.
Okay.
Does anyone know how to get into a door like this?
With a key!
Does
Sorry, that's
anyone know
Criana
how
talking.
to unlock a
That's
door
Criana
like
talking.
this?
I think you need a key. There we go, that's Mila talking.
Al's going to say, I can unlock regular mechanical locks, but I'm not skilled at these kind of electric ones.
I'm not the best, but I can do what I did last time. This might take a bit longer, and well, there might be some securities. I wonder if this place... Is the light still on this place?
Yes, it's completely well lit.
Al would say, well, we can
Power runs through everything.
We can take up positions on either side of the hall and keep watch while you work.
You know, it'd be fucked up if people actually lived in here still.
Yeah.
Like crazy scientists that have like mutated.
You know, I was having a good time. Until you brought up that scenario. Another idea we could do is just try to blast through it, but if we do, we will very likely set off every alarm in the place.
Not to mention the noise.
Yeah.
It looks like this repellent works fairly well, but I'd rather not push our luck.
Yeah. Well, we know it works at least against the beetles.
Right.
Don't know about anything else, though.
Okay. So, are we going to go with Al's plan? While Patrick fills around with it, the rest of you guys take up point, keeping an eye out for any danger?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So, Patrick, what skills would you like to use to try and analyze and perhaps disarm or bypass this key lock?
Well, I do have a suite of skills.
Mm-hmm.
Just try to figure out which one.
Name some off for me, why don't you?
All right. The most applicable would definitely be for any disassembling computer repair.
Mm-hmm.
For any sort of just bypassing electronics.
Mm-hmm.
For understanding the what does what mechanical.
All right, why don't you roll me that first? Let me
Okay.
know how much you succeed or fail by. And actually, I would like you to make it harder by 15, because although the technology is familiar, but it is a little different than what you're used to, than anything that you found on Earth.
Okay.
So for being quasi, okay, so it looks like you succeed by 20, right?
Mhm.
Well, excellent. Only a few minutes pass, and as you begin to analyze and looking at this thing, you realize that the lights on the top of the keypad itself, it appears to be a row of LED lights, and they weren't lit up for any reason. And it appears you're able to figure out that they're not lit up for any reason because for one reason or another, they are broken. So you're unable to determine the status of the door itself. As soon as you crack it open, however, it appears that this door is actually unlocked, and all you needed to do was press the enter button.
Oh.
Oh, it's so like us. Oh,
Well,
high five.
well done, Patrick.
Yeah. Ah, you opened it.
Only a few minutes passed, so you're good. You press the button, and the door swings wide open. And you are greeted with a few things for me to describe. But first, let's reveal another picture. Boop. Oh, and of course the room itself. And I'm going to do a little coloring as well, because it's my party. I can color if I want to.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tom, I got blue on you. Okay. So, opening the door, those of you who peer through the entrance are able to see a collection of what appears to be several terminals. A main one on the far end of the room with what appears to be computer banks on either side. On the far right-hand side, the computer banks make way for a giant glass door that a giant set of what appears to be, for lack of a better word, two-way glass. For what on the exterior of the hall, when you approach this area, it just looked like a plain, smooth, metallic wall. But now on the inside of this facility, you can actually, the inside of this room, you can actually peer out into the hallway where you once were through this two-way glass. And it appears to be extremely thick as well, by at least half a foot, if not more. The computer banks, the computer terminals, are all still alight and fully powered. And it appears, for those of you who have computer use, that these are currently on some form of idle mode.
Okay, well, why don't we take a look and see what they can tell us?
Okay.
Yeah.
You approach the terminals, and as you begin to take out the keyboard and begin to manipulate it, it asks for. There's a message there that says OBDRLY, and then passcode. It appears to be looking for some form of password to get into this terminal, to break it from its idle state.
Well,
Does anyone have computer hacking?
Yeah.
That would be the skill we're looking for.
Okay.
Let me know how much you succeed or fail by.
Failed by 30.
Failed by 30?
Yep.
You give it a solid 5 attempts before the system itself locks up and requires a hard reboot. Thankfully, you know enough about computer technology that you're able to do so without a problem. But this takes approximately 10 minutes. After the hard reboot, you can try again.
All right.
Currently, you have 3 hours and 15 minutes left remaining on your pollen. In fact, since your characters are a little bit further down low, I'm going to drag our little counter closer to where your tokens are. There you are.
Okay. Is there any penalty for using it a second time?
Not at all. Just time.
I succeed
Okay.
by 14.
The hard reboot seems to have done it, or at least made it easier for you, because now instead of having to look for a personal password by one individual, you're more easily able to crack a more broader and general administrator password. And with that administrator password, you're able to access the system itself. It only takes 5 minutes. So now you're into the terminal, surveillance terminal itself, and there are several things that you can navigate to. All right. So, I think I'm going to type this rather than just say it because it might be easier to call back to. Okay.
Mhm.
So there are 3 main, for lack of a better word, folders or data clusters that are of immediate interest, perhaps. All right. The first is. Give me a moment as I check my own notes. Give me a moment. Thank you, Criana. I'm looking at the wrong document. That really makes it kind of hard to figure out.
It's like your tax information from the past year or something. Like just something like completely not what you need at this moment in time. That'd be something I would do.
Yeah. Okay.
And maybe have done.
All right. Here, I'll type out what you can see.
and maybe have forced others to do.
Shut up, Squee.
I will not be silenced.
Ah, you signed an agreement. Wow, I'm sorry. Can I re-deliver that line? Because that was not convincing.
Please, get into character and
Okay, hang on.
redeliver that line as I type out the 3 main purviews of data.
My God.
You signed an agreement! Brrr!
It actually looked like the wolf was getting ready.
Okay. Let me just feel it. Gotta feel it. Yeah. You got this. You got this. You signed an agreement.
Yes,
like
but
that.
I didn't use my real name. Believe it or not, Squee is not legally binding. Dun dun. And I'm not blonde. That was the biggest thing the first time anyone ever saw my face. The biggest thing I ever got, like from so many people. Huh? You're not blonde.
Oh God, I remember that too. Oh.
Yeah.
It's okay. You guys can finish your train of thought.
It was more like just a caboose of thought, really.
Yeah, it was just like remembering like Squee had this whole thing where no one knew what he looked like and everyone was freaking the fuck out, and I was the only one that knew what he looked like because
I knew what he looked like too.
Yeah.
Facebook. Facebook was like, do you want to add this person that you've known for like a few months to your Facebook? I'm like, hey Squee, you might want to get that checked out because I found you on Facebook.
Dun dun.
Found Facebooks. Yes, so the three main areas of programs that you're able to get to. One reads camera feed, the other one reads security log file, while the other one simply reads.
Should we do security log file?
Yeah. Okay. Opening up and navigating the security log file, you're able. It is a cluster of written information, mostly in the form of what appears to be orders from higher-ups, higher officers, and leaders of the colony itself. A few names pop into place, but the name Aberdeen repeats itself quite frequently. And I'm sorry, I'm still scrolling because I need to look at this. Okay. And I'm assuming you guys are taking time now to read everything. Read most of what you come across. You're not just skimming. You're giving it an active read.
Yes.
I'll
Okay.
let Patrick read. I think he's the fastest.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Fair.
I would be under the assumption that we're letting Patrick read and kind of relay to us, but yeah.
Sure. So there is a record of, at first, what appears to be spotted reports, and actually what starts is complaints, noise complaints, reactors going down, clogs in certain environmental systems. This starts around the year 2222. 2222. A few months later, after these initial reports, are the first sightings of insect-like creatures, and more importantly, what appears to be nests of such creatures. Soon after are reports of deaths and small engagements with some creatures, in which there are a high number of fatalities. Then it appears that someone named Officer... oh my god. I have so much stuff going in my head right now. Officer Megan Russard. Someone named Officer Megan Russard is charged with finding the source for these creatures. All right. It shows that there are log files that she had interviewed several members of the science team. In addition, there appears to say at the end of each of these logs in regards to Detective Megan Russard, there seems to be a small addendum at the end of each of these footnotes that says, see record file Walters I1. And then later on it says, see record file Walters I2. And another one that says, see record file Walters I3. But these security log files identify that after a period of a week, Officer Russard was able to find the culprit. It appears that someone named Dr. Matthew Walters had been purposefully experimenting and breeding such creatures in an unauthorized laboratory. He has been taken under arrest, but soon the log files soon paint a very frantic situation. More and more, you get a flurry of reports, of casualty reports, and of a rapid militarization, first of the security forces, and then later the civilian population itself. Everyone is pretty much required to fight in militia pods. After a period of a year or so, the population of the colony is diminished by 40%. There is also mention of some sort of special weapon called BBF that apparently had backfired horribly and caused pretty much most of the colony to retreat back to the main central hub of the area. All extensions were removed. This security tape itself ends with a report saying that this particular area needs to be evacuated, and tells some officer named Bradley, Officer Bradley, to rendezvous at a destination that's simply identified as Residential 3. And then that's where the log ends.
Well, well, well.
Well, that certainly was about as much as we could hope for.
Mm-hmm. Should we check out the security log files, or we just check those? The record files for this guy?
Might as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
Because if I recall correctly, there were 3 references at least. Right?
You're absolutely correct.
Yes.
I was actually going to say, I would say, here's a better question. Is this information we can download and then review in a less dangerous place?
It is. However, you guys don't have... If you brought any personal computers with you, you can probably download them onto the computer itself.
I don't know.
I don't have one.
I have one. I don't know if I brought it or not. I think it's one of those that we don't... is that usually listed in the assumed it's on you type of thing if you have one?
I'll leave it up to you. If you're really on the fence on that, I say we just roll a dice.
Yeah, let's roll a dice for it.
Good
Okay,
idea.
want to make a 50-50 chance?
Sure.
So I'll roll a 1d6. So what do you want to say that you do have it? 1,
High.
2, 3?
3 through
High?
6, or 4
4,
through
5,
6, yeah.
3, 6, 7. That's
Yeah.
not even a number.
That's how you math.
I don't have it.
Unfortunately,
All right.
it doesn't look like you brought yours. Do you want me to do one for you too, Mila?
Nah, I don't have it.
Okay.
I don't think I have one. Do I own one? Pretty sure I don't.
I think you answered your own question.
I have a crayon. That's right, I did pack a snack. Do I
You
still have
did.
that snack? Hang on.
Sure
We have
do.
to- this is important. I want 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh. No.
I ate it.
You did.
Does Tom or
Fucking
Patrick? Does Tom or Patrick have a personal computer with them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
He
cool.
used it last time when you guys were at the.
Yeah, I remember that. That's
Yep.
funny.
I was gonna say, did we come here to collect information and not actually bring anything to collect information?
Now here's the tricky thing. The amount of information on this terminal is significant. I'm going to just use it in the form of terabytes. Okay. So Patrick, we're going to say is it reasonable to say that perhaps you have about 500 worth of terabytes of information free on your personal computer? Does that seem like a fair amount?
I have no idea how much is on normal space handheld.
I'm going to
computers.
say 500 terabytes
All right.
of free, right? You probably have up to 1,000, but I'm going to say your hard drive is about half full. Okay.
Okay.
There's about 2,000 terabytes worth of information if you want to just drag and drop like everything, right?
Mhm.
Or you can be selective about it and choose what you want to bring, and then you'd be able to get what you want, right? But this is a huge database of information. You're really already just scratching the surface as to what you can really get into. Because the security log file that I just described, that was the topmost one. Security log files go back for what appears to be 70 years. And that's just the log files, not records files and camera feeds. In fact, a lot of the information seems to be raw audio-video data.
Impressive.
Would it be alright if I made a suggestion?
Sure. No suggestions in this game. You all go by instinct.
A
Let's
suggestion
feel it.
to Piph.
Mhm.
Maybe a good idea might be grabbing the topmost with the reference to this dude that we just read out, and the personal files that the record files that were referenced at the very least, and then just take a look at the camera feed. Not download any of that information yet.
I'm going to definitely take that file. I'm going to browse through the other
The
folder.
record files?
Yeah, the record files.
Okay.
And then after we're all wrapped up and got pressing information, I'm going to attempt to extract hard drive.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Great. So let's do the first thing on your list then, Piph. Patrick, is go through the record files. And at the very top, there seems to be just streams of record files in regards to incidents and what appears to be individuals. The topmost one, the one that was most recently accessed, is one that's simply titled Walters, M. Assuming you open that to investigate that, is that a fair assumption?
Very fair.
Okay. Then what you find is three clusters of information. The first is a summary, biography and a summary of Dr. Matt Walters, and at the bottom of that you can see charges laid against him and an arrest file. All right. The second cluster of information is what appears to be a psychological profile. And the third cluster of information simply says interview.
Okay, interview's intriguing to me. How about you guys?
I Yeah, I'm with you. I concur.
Sure. Okay.
Interview.
You can hear the delay of everyone unmuting their microphones.
I like
click.
I like to think everyone's just like, yeah, sure. Wait a second.
You might see my wolf just go, oh yeah, it's a good idea. Oh,
So it's okay if I give this to you guys one at a time?
Sure.
Yes.
Because you see what appears to be 3 interview log files. They're all titled Russert Interview 1, Russert Interview 2, Russert Interview 3. So Russert Interview 1 is that link right there. Let me know when you're all ready. We'll all listen together.
I am ready.
Have a seat, Doc.
Yep.
yep.
I'm ready.
Are
Squee?
you muted, Squee?
I'm ready.
All right, count us down, Patrick.
3, 2, 1, go.
Have a seat, Doctor.
Thank you.
Do you know why I asked you here?
I have a very good idea, but I don't want to make any presumptions.
The things that are attacking the colony. We're conducting interviews with all science team members.
Ah, yes, I understand.
Do you know where these things are coming from?
No.
I see. Your work. It deals with genetic manipulation, doesn't it?
It does, officer. My focus is primarily on adaptation and evolutionary development, on a genetic level, of course. Although I'm far from alone. Dr. Melissa Cole, Dr. Edward Brightfather, Dr. Casey Helmsworth, as well as a slew of lab personnel from Mr. Patrick's to Miss Munch. They all have interests in genetics.
I'm aware of that, Doctor. I'll be talking to all of them. We need to find the root to this, and quickly. We need your cooperation.
Of course, Miss Russard.
Officer.
Ah, I'm sorry. Of course, officer. I didn't mean to offend. I promise to do everything I can to assist.
We'll be counting on that. We're on the cusp of a real crisis, and we need you to be open and cooperative.
I understand.
You'll hear from us again shortly once we're done with preliminary questions to all appropriate personnel.
I shall be an open book.
Thank you. Before you leave, I need to ask you if you have any insight into our problem. We need any and all advantages we can get.
Well, you said it yourself, officer. We're all on the cusp of a crisis. If these things share the characteristics of traditional insect life, they will propagate quickly, exponentially. I wish you the best of luck.
Okay. In addition to these auditory log files, you also see a written log of the interview itself. If you look into the not the comment section, but the description of these videos, you'll see a log as well. So if you want to follow along, you can. Everyone done with that one?
Yeah.
It was cool.
On to
I'm
interview
down.
number 2. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Inferno has impressive voice manipulation.
Sit.
I know. I am a talented voice actor.
Yeah. Good at your British accent too.
Thank you, Dr.
Well,
Brightfather.
we all know Canada
All right.
is still really part of Britain.
Yep. We have the queen on our money. All right.
Ready when
Let
you
me
guys
know.
are.
I'm ready with interview 2.
I am ready to.
All right. Burn.
Oh. R.
Ready.
What is that? Oh, I was like, what does that mean?
Just the letter R.
All right. Yes. I guess we're all ready.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Sit down.
Thank you.
Last time we spoke, you said you didn't know where these creatures, these bugs, came from. Is that correct?
That is correct.
We asked you for access to your lab, your records. You remember that.
Yes, I do.
Before I continue, do you have anything to say for yourself?
Oh, I have a feeling you will have plenty to say soon enough. Enough for both of us, perhaps.
We talked with Dr. Brightfather.
Yes, how is he doing?
Dead. He hung himself 3 hours ago.
Ah,
Before he killed himself, he told us that he gave you privileged access to his laboratories. Laboratories C, R, and F. He said you asked for professional privacy.
Dr. Brightfather was a professional man.
You didn't even bother to hide anything down there, Walters. You've seen it all. The hatched eggs, the data, the... You bastard. You monstrous bastard.
Monstrous? No. I'll have to disagree with you on that.
Why? Why the hell did you do this?
We are weak, officer. Our species is as weak as can be. Limited hearing, limited vision, limited constitution. But they are so perfect in their simplicity. No emotions, no heady desires. Just pure, perfect instinct. They are superior in every biological way, and they have proved such in a matter of weeks. It was an utter delight to bring them into existence.
Dr. Matthew Walters, I hereby place you under arrest. Once we have this under control, you will answer for your crimes. I'll personally ensure it.
If you say so, officer.
Ooh, the plot thickens.
He sounds so terrified.
Mm-hmm. There's interview 3 there.
All right.
He's got something up his sleeve. He's a sneaky bastard.
Either that or he really just doesn't care.
Well, he's talking about no emotion, so he probably, part of him is like, fuck it.
Yeah, but the bugs can't watch and enjoy Frozen. How could they be superior to us?
You don't know there's not a bug version of Frozen.
But they have no emotion, so they wouldn't enjoy
So,
it.
to digress for 1 second, just let it go sound like this.
Yep. There you go.
Okay, cool. Alright.
Alright, let's I'm ready.
Do you want to build a snowman? It's just a bug looking through the keyhole.
Alright.
You want to build a human so we can eat its tasty flesh.
I'm ready.
Oh, I love this. Okay, yes, I am ready too.
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
Hurry up. Sit down.
Thank you.
Denver says you have something to say. Something to confess.
Yes, officer. I'm sorry.
You're sorry? You're sorry? Hundreds of people have died.
Yeah. I guess a few words of regret seem a pittance, but I mean it. I went too far. You were right. I was monstrous. I should have never conducted my research, especially in secret.
It's too little too late. That's what you requested this talk for? Your bullshit apology?
I can help.
Oh, I think you've done enough, Doctor. More than enough.
I've been moved to 3 different facilities over the past 5 weeks, closer and closer to the centre of the colony. It's clear things are getting very dire. You have nothing to lose listening to what I have to say.
Then speak quickly.
As you wish. What's the maturation period of a human being? We reach sexual maturity around, 13 to 14 years of age? The age ability to effectively fight, maybe 10, if you drill the child every day of their existence. But the life I created, they reach combat maturity in 3 weeks, and sexual maturity in 4.5. Depending on the species, the number of eggs in a clutch ranges from the dozens to the hundreds.
What's your point, Walters?
My point is that we cannot win a war of attrition with these creatures. No matter how clever we are, they will simply outbreed us. We need a new weapon. Well, one of them to be precise. I never truly finished my work. The blue bottle bristlefly, that would do it, you know. Perfect killer. Far more lethal than anything that's roaming out there. And they have quite the tendency to hunt other insect life.
If you think we'd let you anywhere near a lab, you have a snowball's chance in hell.
I agree to be monitored, officer, for the entire time if needed.
That's besides the point. Why would we want another of these things out there, Walters? Even if they kill all the other bugs, we'll just have them to worry about.
In that assertion, you would be wrong. I can alter their genetic structure to ensure that they would die out, naturally, within the year. And I can make them sterile.
I saw my father carried off by one of those creatures, Walters. He was screaming. I won't ever forget it. You can take your offer of help and shove it up your ass.
Unfortunately, the fate of this colony isn't entirely up to you, officer. At the very least, Captain Bedford and Director Aberdeen should be informed of all tactical possibilities.
Stop looking at the camera, Walters. Stand up. Turn around.
I have accepted my fate, officer. There is no need for those cuffs.
Yeah, well, I'm sick of looking at you. Time to go.
This guy's a little bitch.
Yeah.
I don't know. He said he was sorry.
Okay.
Look, I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
sure.
doesn't help for them to hold grudges like that.
Okay.
Obviously, they're using handcuffs. I'm sure he's learned his lesson. And he's a dick.
Continue.
I was about to say,
Okay, there you go.
I hate you, Elf Al.
Okay.
So those are the 3 interview logs.
Okay. I know I murdered everyone in the colony, but I can make another one.
Yeah. All right. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Informative.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is something that we should probably get.
Not a problem.
I agree. That should be something we should probably get. What do you guys think we should look at besides this?
Well,
In the Walters file itself, there was kind of a biography. Not really. I don't want to say biography, but I guess you could say an assessment file, and then a psychological profile as well.
Well, those are interesting, but in character, I don't think they're interesting enough to wait. Like, I don't think we're in immediate danger.
Download, but not,
Yeah.
not interested. Read right away.
Right,
Okay.
we're not in immediate danger, but we're also not on a study session.
yeah.
Mila, roll me D100, please.
Yes, ma'am. D100, not minus 30, and 0. Yeah!
You can even
Okay,
tell
okay.
she doesn't believe that. Yeah.
I'm the best. Wink.
Winky face.
Yes.
Okay, so sorry, Piph. Your meta plan was to go into the record files, which you've done. Then you said you also wanted to take a glance at the security feeds, the video feeds, and then you wanted to download everything that you think is relevant. Is that correct? Do I remember that correctly?
Yes.
Okay. So I guess I should go over the security feeds, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So there appears to be about 20 different audio-visual feeds. Unfortunately, it appears that 10 of them are offline. Okay. And the other ones, you cycle through them relatively quickly, for as best as you can. And I'll briefly describe each of them, if that's okay by you.
Okay.
Okay. The first appears to be the empty image of what appears to be a long room that has 2 very small, cramped areas in it, which you assume to be cells. And sure enough, underneath the name of that feed, it says Brig 1 and Brig 2. 2 cameras are pointing at each of the cells themselves. All right? The third camera says Armory, and it appears to be a room, a very, very disheveled room. A room that appears to have several desks lined up in an office-like atmosphere, and against a far wall is lockers that have been thrown open. Or, left open, for lack of a better word. There are 3 feeds. Each of them say Residential 3, Residential 9, and Residential 7. And I'm going to reveal another image here for you. And they appear to be, for lack of a better word, domiciles. Little small apartments. 2 of them seem to be clear and untouched, but one of them appears to be brimming with these sickly white eggs. They're of a milky white. They look about the size of a basketball, and they have a black dot on the tip of them, on one tip of them.
Yuck.
Another one, so that's 6. The 7th active feed says mining office 4, but all you can see is the image of a steel wall. It appears that perhaps the camera has been knocked askew or pointed in another direction. You're not able to get much information from that. Okay. The 8th one is the 9th one is a security feed of your current room right now, and you can see each other in from a high angle. And the 4th one says lift camera, and when you activate that, you see from a broken shaft something emerge. It is huge, muscular, and extremely humanoid. Its compound eyes are huge with a bluish hue to it. It has 2 pairs of fly-like wings upon its back, but its arms and legs look more like something from a werewolf or a savage beast, and it is covered from head to toe, all across its chitinous exoskeleton, with these bristling fibers. And now I'm going to show you a picture of it.
Baby Junior doesn't want to see.
Sorry, I'm just like disgusted over here. Don't mind me.
There it is. And it flies up from the shaft and stops in a stoop. And you can see its antennae twitching. And then it soon moves out of view. And Bear's ears pick up. And he says in a low, rumbling voice, "Something is coming."
What is it?
I was going to say, of course it is.
Bear points to the monitor in which the creature was just on.
I wasn't looking.
Patrick,
It looks like just a corridor. Doesn't seem like anything important.
It's empty. It's an empty corridor with an empty lift
what's
now.
wrong with it? Yeah. Real interesting, Bear. I'm gonna continue looking at the ceiling. Whoop!
Patrick,
Yes.
can you figure out a way to lock either this door or this door?
You guys might want to try barricading. Closing and locking's fine, but that's not going to hold that or any
Alright.
particular bug.
Not to mention, it's also cutting off our only path of escape.
Yeah, we can either leave right now and run, which I guess we have everything that we... Is it moving that fast?
No, I'm just being a jerk. I also wanted to just say Jaws
Okay.
noises.
Let's not be a jerk. Let's go back, please. Okay.
Al would actually say, Patrick, how long would it take you to remove the hard drive, like you were saying?
I need to find it.
GM's telling you best case scenario 3 minutes.
Best case 3 minutes. Hopefully it's even here. It could be in a server.
Alright. Are there any cameras that show exactly what's going on outside?
Not anymore. They all seem to be inactive. The one that was pointing towards the lift, this creature disappeared a few seconds ago.
Wait, inactive? Like the cameras shut off or just aren't showing anything anymore?
No, remember there were 20 cameras in general throughout the facility, but only 10 of them were operational.
Got it. Oh, I see.
There are ones that say like hallway 7, hallway 9, hallway 12, but they're all black.
Got it.
So you can't see what's going on now.
Okay, out of character, guys. Smartest thing is to run, of course, but there's so much information on that hard drive.
I know.
Maybe the pollen will scare it away?
Well, I'm thinking we have the pollen.
Yeah.
We might be able to hold off for 3 minutes and then make a retreat.
I'm almost thinking that the pollen is attracting it.
What? Maybe. Well,
That's why I wanted to close the door.
Closing the door, I think, is...
You can close the door within a matter of seconds. So that's no problem.
Wait a second. What if we close the door and then I hold it closed with my awesome strength?
Sure.
Well, I'm not too worried. The problem, the thing I fear is not the fact that Mila couldn't keep the door closed or anything like that, is that if we close that door, basically if we close that door, we have no escape. Hang on, let me do this. So if we close this...
But we don't want to escape right now.
But we won't be able to escape ever if he gets things to... Basically, here's what I'm saying. If we close here, we have no escape. If we kind of hold here, we can still escape that way.
Wait, is there a door
It all
here?
depends on whether or not we want to engage it now.
I thought we were closing this door.
Well, there's a door here, and I'm pretty sure there's a door here, right?
Yeah, I think... Well, I don't remember. But no, my worry is that, let's say we close this door, right? And then whoever's coming for us comes and gets all kinds of bugs and just kind of sits there and waits for us.
Oh, you're worrying about nothing. Let's just close this door. I'll hold it closed, and then we'll get it dealt with. Live a little.
I'm
God
trying
damn it,
to.
Inferno.
I am trying to.
Okay, my vote is just to close this door, and I'll hold it closed as much as I can. This music, I still have it on.
Sure, let's go with that.
All right. And why not? On a hunch, everyone turn off your emitters. Well, actually, question real quick, because I never thought to ask. How much time does it take to turn on and off?
Matter of seconds. You just gotta bring her around behind and flick a switch.
All right, then. Everyone turn your emitters off. Close the door. Just off of Tom's hunch. Might
All
as
right.
well.
And this is also kind of hilarious with music.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll hold the
I'm kind of thinking of
door.
closing this too. So.
All right.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
Okay, we close
Walk
this
out,
one, and I'll
close.
hold this one.
Go in, close. There you go.
Okay, so in a matter of seconds after Bear gives his noise of caution for you, Tom races to the front, jams his hand on the control pad, closing the door. Mila does. Once he runs inside, Mila does the same. A few heavy seconds pass. Now, at this time, Patrick, are you going to be trying to find this hard drive?
Yes. Have I downloaded anything?
I'm going to say you've been downloading as you've been accessing, so yes.
Okay. I
think that's a fair assumption.
Okay.
So everything that you've accessed so far that I've described is now downloaded onto your personal computer.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
So as a few heavy seconds pass, and Mila, you're the first to hear the sound of distant, heavy footsteps. And then at first you see a head and then a bristly arm, and you're peering out through that two-way glass, for lack of a better word, and you can see this massive 8.5-foot tall creature, its head narrowly hitting the ceiling, skulk back and forth, soon out of sight, and then back in sight, back and forth, pacing like a caged lion. its antennae, its thin, wispy antenna, twirling around. After the 7th pass, it pauses in front of the two-way mirror, and its big oval-shaped head with its compound eyes on either side lean toward the mirror itself. Suddenly, a deep residing thunk can be heard as it brings its fist to slam against the wall and against the glass. But there's no impact mark. There's no break, just a meaty thump as it hits against that wall. It winds up, and it tries again. And this time, the tiniest of cracks can be seen around the fist. And again, it begins to pound upon the wall itself. And this goes on, unless you guys do something otherwise. But the entire room, you can just hear this horrible thump, thump, thump as these meaty fists slam against the wall. And you can see small stress marks begin to form. It doesn't appear to be any clear fractures after this first minute, but this thing seems completely and utterly resolute to bash its way through there. Eventually. But the first minute passes. What do you guys want to do?
Yeah, Al. As soon as he started seeing cracks, he would say, okay, the pollen thing isn't attracting him, so let's try turning them back on.
Okay.
So I'm turning on mine, I'm holding up a door. Down a door. Holding down a door. I can't tell direction.
The switch is on your thumb.
No. You can switch it with your thumb. It's on your back.
Yeah.
On my back.
So one of us could reach over and just flip it on for her.
By the way, what's that noise?
Nothing.
Anyone else hearing that? Okay.
I have a thing I can do. This is transparent, correct?
Completely. You can see it.
Wait.
You can see everything it's doing.
Can it see us? I'm always a little confused with two-way mirror.
It's two-way. So regularly, you don't think you could see it. You couldn't see inside this room when you're in that hallway. So it can't really see you, but obviously it knows something's up, unless it likes to spend its free time bashing walls.
Oh, so it's intelligent.
Is there atmosphere in here?
Is there what?
Atmosphere.
There is an atmosphere, yep.
So I have line of sight, I have oxygen. If you want, I can light his ass on fire, guys. What do you guys think?
I have an interesting idea. Can you... We're all self-enclosed in environments with our own air supplies. Can you set a fire to remove the bug's oxygen?
Well, that's what the fire would do anyways.
Maybe can you set the fire near him but not on him to spook him?
Yeah, try that.
Yeah, scare him.
I could set it over here, but that would be everything. The only thing that I could do is maybe if he continues and it doesn't deter him, Serprophial flame this direction, and then that's it.
I kind of like you to do that, because that way we can observe what he does. If we encase him in fire, we have no idea what's going on.
Okay. Then I will. Are you good with this, Piph?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, that does remind me. I want to Piph make a roll, but first we'll deal with this resolution first. See if anything happens. I want you to finish your action.
A pillar
of flame.
Of flame. Boom.
Okay. All right.
And first off, I have to roll the skill roll.
Yep.
To make sure.
And is this going to be mega damage or SDC?
Well, here's the question, guys. Should I make it mega damage or SDC?
Let's go with SDC.
If it's just to...
Yeah, let's go with SDC for now so we're not collapsing our own hallway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, then SDC, that will be a pillar wall. Okay. So I have to hit. I succeed by 3.
Ooh, that's close.
Yeah.
All right. So a pillar of flame erupts from nowhere, directly to the right of this creature. And 3 things happen. The first is that you get an immediate reaction out of this creature. It gives a flinch as fire immediately erupts right to its right, and it actually steps back by a few feet. In fact, it steps back a good solid 6 feet or so, and you can still see its head through the transparent two-way glass. And it seems to be peering at the fire with its legs haunched. The other thing that happens is that a giant alarm rings throughout the entire facility. And the third thing that happens is that what appears to be some sort of foam begins to emit from nozzles that are planted in the side. And actually, I would like you, Tom, we're going to do a very strange roll. I want you to roll a 1d20, and I'm going to roll a 1d20.
7! 3.
Okay. Thank you, Bern. No, maybe for people, actually, I tease, but this might be good for people who are just listening, I guess. Anyway, the foam itself coats your pillar of flame, and it diminishes it just a little bit. But the foam itself only spurts out for a period of 15 seconds. And when it finishes, if you choose to keep on concentrating, your flame will overcome the fire retardant that was sprayed as a security measure. But the alarms still go off. It's not, it's kind of like the sound of a ringing bell, a constant ringing bell that goes throughout the entire facility. And this is going to happen over a period of 1 more minute as I describe this, because what this creature does, this bristlefly, for lack of a better word, what it does, it takes about a period of 60 seconds. This is not a rapid movement in its case. So before I describe on what it does, Patrick, I would like you to roll me. So you're going to try to locate and remove a hard drive, correct?
Yes.
You have computer engineering?
I have.
What skill
I have
thinking of you?
computer repair, computer programming, computer operation. If it's specifically computer.
We're going to say it's computer repair because that's the skill that deals most with computer hardware, right? And if you can repair a hard drive, you can probably locate one and remove it without harming it, right? So let's do computer repair. I'm going to just give you a minus. Now that you've spent some time with your computer operations using this and hacking into it, you're a little bit more familiar with this technology. So it's only going to be harder by 5 this time.
Okay. I'm going to give myself a modest another harder by 5.
Okay.
Mainly because of the situation.
Sure. Okay, great. Yeah, no, I mean, you know your emotional state the best, so great. All right, so we'll make it harder by 10.
Succeed by 29.
Okay. So you have the first minute you're able to determine that luckily the hard drive or the central data store of the information that you want is inside this room. However, it isn't in the main terminal. It's one in the side storage bays inside the facility. More specifically, if we look at the picture, it's in this one. But you're able to access it, open up the panels, and start going through the wires and trying to find this. After this second minute will have passed, minute number 2, which this mutant creature is doing its actions, you're now sifting through the wires and locating and confirming the location of the hard drive itself. And this last minute between 2 and 3, that is going to be you carefully removing the hard drive. Okay? Like taking out your tools, getting everything done. Anyways, but we've done minute 1. Here's minute 2 after the flame. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The mutant fly, peers at the flame, and you can see actually reflecting in its bluish compound eyes. And it stares at it for several seconds, and then carefully it inches its way closer to it, as if it's feeling out a predator. And when it gets to approximately this point, Tom's going to do something. 30 seconds have passed.
All right. When he gets to about there, I would like to superfuel flame to almost near it.
Okay. You do so. You burn your ISP. It takes another few steps back, but not nearly as far as it did before. It pauses for a moment. And it's right against the flame, and you can see it extend a hand out towards it, carefully trying to touch the fire. And as it does so, it puts its hand in the flame, and then takes it out, and then turns its head back towards the broken sections, the slightly fractured sections of the two-sided glass wall, and it begins to pound again.
Well, it knows that it's not going to harm it.
Right. Tom, can you slowly make the fire encase him, now that he thinks it can't hurt him, and then turn it up the heat, as far as how damage...
Roll demolitions check. Roll me a demolitions check. Yep.
Okay.
Yep, you got it.
All
yep.
Right. But give me a second. I got my sheet pulled up. Just need to make sure I'm rolling the right percentages. Succeed by 15.
You know from your skill there is some risk to this idea. It would help if you really knew what kind of metals this was made out of and the amount of weight that it's supporting. You know you're underground somewhere because of the mining tunnel that you went through, right? But you don't know what structures are above you, or you don't know if it's solid earth. You don't know what the load bearing of this wall is, right? In addition, you have seen Tom's flames, when it boosts at its highest power, melt military-treated body armor.
Right.
So to give you a percentage, you think that there is probably, with your demolition skill, your successful demolition skill, it is fair to assume there may be a 25 to 30% chance that it will wreck the structural. It might wreck the structural integrity of this facility.
Okay.
Or at least of that section of the facility.
All right. Yeah, I think. I would say, like, just for an instant, just for a moment, enough to hurt him, to keep him guessing, to keep him scared.
It'll take time. And mechanics-wise, out of character, I don't know how we would handle that.
Handle what?
Because
I can make it up. This is risk.
Okay.
I can figure it out. Not a worry.
Okay.
In my opinion, what happens is that you make it so hot, and then we're going to pop into a threshold, and then when it starts doing mega damage, then the consequences of that will happen.
All right. So right now we're at the threshold of it's not a wall, it's right around 20-foot area?
It's right in front of him. Yeah, it's about one. Yeah, it's.
Yeah. So right now it's the 2d4 times 10 SDC, and the next threshold is 2d6 MDC.
Mm-hmm.
So what I can do is I can super fuel flame one more time to encase him, and I'm not too sure if that would actually pop the threshold or not.
Well, how about we just do it step by step?
All right.
And we'll find out. So then, Tom, that we're all confirmed that's what you're going to do there, Tom.
Yes.
Okay. So you fuel flame again. Spend the ISP, please.
Mhm.
And the flame itself encases this mutant creature. And it bristles for a moment. It kind of gives a reflexive action, and it pauses its slamming for a few seconds as these flames start to lick around it. And yet it still resumes its pounding for at least a period of 5 more seconds. And more cracks are starting to show. In fact, let you know exactly how many. Yeah, now long, thin cracks, going around 2 feet long on either side of its impact point, is starting to spread. Now, what would you like to do?
I'll try to reach that threshold.
Okay. So how quickly are you going to want to do this?
Slowly, over the course of a minute.
Over the course of a minute. Okay, that is interesting. Okay, great. So 15 seconds pass as it continues to wail on the wall, and you're slowly turning up the heat, but it doesn't seem to be responding to it just yet. After those additional 15 seconds passed, Patrick, you're able to find the hard drive itself, and you begin to take out your tools and you begin to dismantle it. Okay? Mila's still bracing herself up against the door, the short shut door in the wall, while Bear and Bear and Blink have their weapons at the ready, ready to. Thank you, Criana. Getting ready to act in case of the worst case scenario.
And if nothing else for flavor, but if it actually helps,
Sure.
great. Al's going to
flavor.
intently watch the hallway for structural weaknesses or damage.
No, that's really good to know. That is going to help because there's a lot of everything. So I'm going to give you. I'm not going to have you. You already did your demolitions check. So as I describe things, I'll let you know that as well.
Okay.
So another 30 seconds pass, and Patrick, you're almost there. You almost have it. And interesting thing happens. The very tips of this thing's bristle, you can see begin to singe, begin to actually catch flame. And Al, you can see the very, very, very beginnings. You can see some of the paint along the walls, that green paint that, showed that the security was this way. It's starting to blister a little bit. The structural integrity, this is just the very beginning of the structural integrity. You're not seeing anything devastating, right? But the bristlefly mutant picks up its slamming pace in a frenzy, doubling its effort, just pounding again and again and again and again. And you can start to hear cracks in the wall, in the glass. You can see fragments scattering to each and every single corner. But as Tom's heat continues to climb, and it's now not just the bristles on the mutant fly that are catching flame, you can see its gray chitinous plating underneath these bristles. It's starting to blacken a little bit. And after a few final, insulting, defiant slams of its fist, it withdraws back from the way it came and out of sight. Al, at this point, you can start to see sections of the wall begin to shimmer.
All right.
A little bit.
Al would immediately say, Tom, can you pull it back down? It's starting to damage the hall. We should keep it up, but back down to normal levels?
Yeah, I'll try and lower it.
Okay. So, how much ISP do you need to spend to get to cast a mega damage a pillar of fire?
20 ISP.
Then burn 20, please.
Okay.
And then that's it for the ISP of being spending through the entire thing.
All right.
Patrick, you have the hard drive in your hand.
Good. He's going to slowly arm crawl back out. Shoulders and knees. Actually, it's not bruised. I'm in freaking padded armor. Never mind. You hear a bit of slight scraping along the way as you see a Patrick butt leave the area that he crawled into.
Good. When the bug disappears from view and the fire begins to die out, Blank begins to access the camera feed again from the security, and she starts flipping through them, and she highlights the one that is towards the lift access, where this thing first emerged, and she points to it and she says, "I don't see it back on the camera. Either it ran away further than we thought, or it didn't go as back as or it didn't make a full retreat."
All right. We can still use the fire to cover our escape. Tom, I know we're asking a lot of you, but can you extend the fire past our door? It's at a low enough level it shouldn't hurt us, but they won't be able to see us leave through it, hopefully.
Yeah, that should be fine.
I'll put a hand on Tom's shoulder as a thank you kind of thing.
Okay.
What I'm going to do is I'm pretty sure Tom wouldn't have been right here next to the door. He probably would have been switched with Mila.
Sure, of course. Hi.
So from that vantage point, I can probably get another, that much.
Sure, yeah, and you still don't see it.
Okay.
And Blink even takes a far look as much as she can.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and she can't see it either.
Yeah. I'm just saying that so that I can extend the flame that direction.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. And that's pretty much as far as I'm going to be able to take it, I think, from my vantage point.
You are correct.
So I will super fuel flame one more time and increase it down that direction.
Mega damage or... Oh, no, you're just feeling SDC? Okay.
Yes. I would have thought that I brought it down to SDC levels, and I'm just shoving it that direction.
Okay. Works for me. All right, the flames coat that far.
And when he does that, Al would say, "Patrick, we good to go?"
I got the hard drive. Patrick is actually going to survey the room. Let's see, this is security office. Is there a mobile chair?
Yes, there is. Thrown off to one side.
Fantastic. Okay. He's going to wheel that around.
Mm-hmm.
And he is going to... This is going to be fun. He's going to cast Fly on it.
What?
It takes a few seconds, and Patrick says something in a tongue that is strange to everyone except for Al.
As he does it, Al will raise his eyebrows.
Yeah, and soon, Patrick, as soon as you touch the chair, you can see it begin to hover just a few inches off the ground for now. Patrick, you can decide exactly how high you want it to fly. The ceiling is about 9 feet tall.
He's going to have it basically, he's going to have it as a hover chair for now.
So sit in the chair and you begin to hover. Oh, I love this game. Hover off his chair, Patrick. Go.
Al's gonna
something
say.
to fucking draw.
Al's gonna say, Patrick.
You see Patrick, like, in his bulky armor, kind of, like, sit on it and, like, try to put his shoulders and elbows down in, like, a particular fashion, and then he, like, rests it and puts his hands together and then looks up, yeah?
What you doing, buddy?
Oh, this is a lot more mobile than I am.
And Blink is going to give a nervous laugh, and she'll say, and I thought that fly was the weirdest fucking thing I'd see today.
Okay. Only issue is getting that chair through the fire without it burning up.
Yeah, I can extinguish it in a second, but
It's far safer to leave it as long as you can.
yeah. All of us in our body armor will be able to run through it. It's low enough for that, but I'm not too sure about that chair.
Hang on, let me see. I forgot how fly works. How fast can you go with fly?
It's pretty fast.
Mm-hmm. It's quite fast, actually. If you want the stats, let me just bring it up here real quick.
I should have it too. I just gotta scroll down to it.
Also,
Max speed of 35 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's good.
Super fast.
let me
Patrick's just gonna book it.
let me just double check this really quick. Yeah.
Son of
I move at half speed.
In order to concentrate, yep.
Yeah.
All right, GM.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to. You're going to have to. You're going to have to roll this one.
Okay.
This is obviously not for metagaming ways, things like that, but the rules do specifically say I cannot animate metal or plastic.
It can't be a wooden chair. Can't. That's right. That's why I made the receptacle that was on wooden. Damn it! But I said, okay, wait. I can rationalize this. Give me a moment. What's not metal or plastic? What isn't metal or plastic? Cloth isn't. Oh my god. Okay, I got it. No, I got it. I figured it out. What happens is that when you animate the chair, it does have a cloth backing, both a seat and a back. The cloth backing itself lifts from the chair and tears away from the chair, and the metal exoskeleton falls to the ground. So instead of you flying just on a chair, you're flying on the pads of a chair that's floating in the air, the cloth pads of the air. Ah!
There we
I
go.
fucking GM that shit. That's right.
I
can rationalize anything.
So I have a crazy thought.
Like a car seat. He's like flying on a car seat.
Does it have to be? Okay, I'm reading it too. I'm assuming it has to be a natural object of some sort.
Cloth is
non-man-made.
No. Basically, what I'm saying is I can't cast a carpet of adhesion and cast fly on that.
No,
Okay.
that is
No.
I just
also-
making sure.
That's a ride that you can't get off of.
I can show you the world.
Because Al's starting to think
wait.
that Patrick
I
has a
wanna
great
go.
idea.
There's another chair.
Yeah. Al will go over to the chair, and I guess he would. Well, he's been with Tom well enough by now to know. Tom, you can't. How fast can you move while maintaining this?
Not very fast.
Like 7.5 feet a second.
Or no, yeah, he's asking
Yeah.
in character. So he'd be like,
All in character, so not very fast. Yeah.
all right. Al's going to go over to the other chair and repeat the same process Patrick did.
Okay, both of you spend your PPE, by the way.
I have.
And then he will kind of spin it around to Tom and say, have a seat.
Sure. Yeah.
Now, is this
that might work.
Is this kind of controlled with like a mental command, or?
It's magic, actually. So you wave it with your hands.
Okay, but I mean, I can have I can have Tom sitting on it while I still control it.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll allow that.
And
As long as you
I'm
stay relatively
concentrating on
close.
keeping the
Sure.
fire.
Yep.
I'm still holding a door. What are you knuckleheads doing over there? Hello?
I wish
Anybody
I
there?
knew. I would know Blake's best.
After Tom gets on it, I'll say we're heading out. Actually, we're going through the fire and back up the way we came.
What fire?
You'll see when you open the door. Just don't worry; it won't hurt you.
Question: does this fly spell say how much weight it can hold?
Nope.
It can hold you. Don't worry. It's magic.
Can it hold one more person?
It's magic.
It's the describing of how many things it can hold is basically how large the object is that is flying.
I'll allow one person to straddle across, but there will be skill checks involved, like balance and grip. So there's a chance someone might fall off of you.
Never mind then. She is much faster than me.
Mila or Blink or both?
Blink. I was
Yeah,
gonna say, hey, she'd
she's
sit on my lap.
Bear.
She's not.
Bear.
Hi.
Hi.
Show me your world.
Okay, I need a sound clip of that.
Oh, Bear, please behave.
Bear.
Now I'm just imagining Bear in a Princess Jasmine costume.
Okay,
We
fan
need
art.
to get him a tiara sometime.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, let's get back. Let's resolve this before we go to bed.
Yeah.
Get back to serious mode.
All right. I know. Okay. So, SDC fire's burning still. Okay. You got 2 flying chairs. Let's get back to serious. So you have 2 flying chairs.
Right.
Well, okay. What's your plan, guys? What are you gonna do? What do you want to start acting on?
All right. Just out of character, my thought was we all quickly and quietly just exit the way we came, go back up through the fire, have Tom maintain the fire as long as we're in eyesight for it, and he can, and then just book it. We already have our emitters turned on, so we just book it.
Yeah.
And then hopefully this fire will stop anything over here from seeing us leave. Hopefully.
What I could do is I could cancel this when we're on the other side and just do a huge fuck off pillar or area just down this corridor to try and collapse it.
I like the name of that.
Oh
Fuck
my
off.
gosh, that's can I roll another demolitions check maybe to see if that has much danger of collapsing the whole thing or just the area?
It's gonna be the same. It's the same materials, the same damage, so it's the same information.
Well, okay, so then my question would be, if he were to, like, say, for example, if he were to try to collapse this area by putting a mega damage fire here, would would there be a danger of this area over here collapsing?
Of course. There would be a. I'll do the same demolitions check unless you want to risk rolling another one.
No,
but
if you
it was still a
want to,
success.
I'd be happy to.
No. It's the same environment, so I'll use the same roll. There is a chance. When things start collapsing, unless it's a controlled demolition, it's hard to predict exactly what will crumple when.
Mm-hmm.
You think, due to the length of everything and the type of damage it is, and the very fact that it's spread out consistently, you think that maybe there's a 15% chance of it affecting further down the line either way?
That's actually not a horrible risk.
But do we want to take it?
How about this?
Play.
How about this? That is your if we know something's coming for us plan.
Yes.
Yeah.
That sounds perfect.
Okay.
Like, if we get here, I cancel the fire, and then we see it start running down the thing.
Put her back! Put her back!
Okay. So the flames are still firing, and the flame is going to be so much that you're going to try to obscure you, right? So
Yeah.
this isn't just a little bit of flame. You're going to try to coat this entire hallway from top to bottom in fire, right? SDC fire, but fire nevertheless. You're going to use it
Yes.
to mask yourselves. That is really interesting. Okay, great. So I say you guys should start acting then.
All right, let's start going.
Your role is Theseus.
I was
Go.
going to say, a horse, my kingdom for a horse.
Take 1d4 damage, you die.
No. Wait, what?
And you get no horse.
1d4 damage and die. Why even?
But how dead?
How dead is it?
All right.
I mean, Squee.
Hey. Sorry.
It.
What's up? Thanks, Patrick. What's up, Tom?
Oh my god. I think what we should do is have the order be something like this.
Okay.
Patrick, Bear, Mila, Blink, Tom to get to here, and then Al last because Al's pushing Tom along with his magic.
Yeah, he is. Like a Krispy Kreme.
Okay. If that's fine with everyone, let's do that order then.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Now, I should just be sure. I could theoretically push Tom along while still facing or looking the other direction.
Yes.
Okay.
For a short period of time.
Okay, then you know what? Let's do it this way. How about we put Bear in the back so that someone can fully keep their attention on what's behind us?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no.
I
wait.
only had him next to Mila because Mila.
I forgot. Genius. I'm pulling Tom. Tom's facing backwards because if anyone needs to react to what's behind us,
Yep. That is totally possible.
That works. That works.
it'd be Tom. So we'll do that.
Oh my god, this is so bananas. Alright. Okay, this is so bananas. Okay, so you guys are going to breach open the doors and make your escape.
Mhm.
Right? In that order that you described. Okay. I'm gonna just describe it for you guys if that works for you.
Mhm.
So you all gird yourselves. You all get ready, weapons in hand, but ready to just run, make a hasty escape back towards the mine shaft. Right? You open up the first door. And then the second. As soon as you open up the second door, you are met with a huge wall of bright orange and red flame. And you bravely enter in it. Thankfully, your body armor, each of you, has body armor that can retain this heat. Reflect the heat, prevent it from damaging you. And you can feel your internal mechanisms of your body armor, two things click in. The oxygen source immediately, and then secondary, your cooling system begins to fire in full force. And one by one, you make your way through. And now I would like... No, actually, you guys don't need to roll anything. I'm going to roll something. Okay. All right. And you all manage to begin just coursing, just running down the hall. And one by one, each of you get out the other side of the flame section of the hallway and race towards the mine. Now, Patrick, your means of convenience is currently on fire. And Tom, yours is as well. And it continues to catch flame as you exit. Now, Tom is the last to exit the fire itself. Tom, I'd like you to roll me a D100, please.
Just really quick.
Yeah?
I want to ask, I am impervious to fire and heat.
Yeah?
Which makes me and what I'm wearing along with my gear.
You're not wearing the... I'm making that thing on fire. You're not wearing it. Technically, it's wearing you.
Well, I'm still not on fire, though.
I know you're not.
So you want me to roll something?
Yeah, D100, please.
All right. 91.
And through your own flames, you don't see anything, nor hear anything. Everything's silent for now.
Okay.
You all race back towards the mining entrance. So we're going to bring you there, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're there. There are a set of double doors that are now fully open because you needed to open them to get through them.
Mm-hmm.
What would you guys like to do? The hallway behind you is still afire.
I'll break my concentration and extinguish it.
Okay. Now, if I remember correctly, a part of this plan was you guys to turn on your pollen emitters again, right?
Yeah, we did that back here.
Yeah, we did it back in the room. Yeah.
Yep, that's what I thought. Because you're having an experiment with the bug that was trying to smash into you. Okay, great. That's important, because I'm assuming you guys are fleeing back towards the ship?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So that is no longer on fire.
Oh, you stopped it?
Yeah, I extinguished it. I broke concentration.
Okay. Oh, probably went as soon as you got out of sight of it, right?
Yes.
And are you guys stopping, or are you guys just making a full tilt run?
I see no reason to have a picnic.
Okay.
Shall we just
So
go?
what's your speed value, Al?
21.
Okay. Oh, all right. So as you continue to run down this mine shaft, this poorly lit mine shaft, you once again reach that cluster of shiny black carapace beetles, right? And once again, they quickly get out of your way. And Al and Tom, but this is more purview to Al since he's lagging behind a little bit because Tom can go faster than him.
Mm-hmm.
But Al, as soon as you breach the I guess the threshold of where the black beetles are, right? You hear a tearing sound. And as you look over your shoulder, and those of you towards the rear of this, you're able to catch a glance at this too. But dimly lit, you can see the beetles fighting something. And from time to time in the dim orange light, you can just see flecks of singed bristles and powerful arms tearing apart a black hide as it soon disappears out of view, and you continue on your quick course to get it the fuck out of here. 10 minutes pass. 10 minutes of constant running pass. And you once again reach the ladder. And Mila, Bear can hear this too, but he's not a player character, but Mila is the only one who can now hear the disgusting sounds of crunching. But far, far in the distance. Ladder is before you.
Well, shit.
Let's go.
Up the ladder, up the ladder.
Let's go.
First off, I want to say out of character, well, shit. And also, just for storytelling, I completely forgot to say I wanted to extinguish the seats that we were on.
Yeah. I got so excited explaining what happened, I forgot about that part. Just spend the ISP, but I think it's fair to say, because you're psychic and you're so fast on this, you did extinguish the flames before they completely consumed the cloth. So you're now on burn seat pads.
Mm-hmm.
But you climb the ladder and once again reach the bright Martian daylight. And you can see the familiar ships, and sure enough, the perimeter has held, and it doesn't. You're soon able to find out that, thankfully, the guards who are guarding this extraction area didn't actually come in contact with anything. And you're able to, if you wish, to board the Rhapsody. Everyone, all the other freebooters and outcast dregs return to the Minor Innocents. And unless you guys want to do anything special, you can take wing and return to orbit.
I am all for that.
I
Away
am
we
all
go.
for that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Al would actually say once we start taking wing and going to orbit, Al would say, Tom, they're going to want to know about that new bug. Do you think before its memory fades, you could draw what you can of it?
Yeah. Yeah, I can give it a whack.
Because we didn't have chance to take a picture or anything, so...
Yeah,
You have a
yeah.
picture.
You have a picture?
Yeah.
You did?
Well, I didn't. The cameras did.
He's got the camera feed.
Right.
Never mind.
That's right.
Never mind.
Shit.
Well done.
Patrick, you crazy son of a bitch! You've done it again!
You've done it again.
Yeah.
Wait, guys, I got this. Proceeds to math laser or get the right thing every single fucking time.
One day you're going to math laser and get the right thing.
Yep.
One day.
I'm going to make a laser purely with math.
To pick up the one thing we need.
It shoots math at people.
Shoot fractals at them. You ever heard of fragmentary grenade? It's a fractal-tory grenade.
Oh God.
All right. I guess, we would go up and then give our report.
Yeah, I think that's how I'm going to end this session, with the debriefing with Killian Blackwater, if that works for you guys.
Sure.
So he opens a comm. He gets an analysis from Nocturne, what happened on the surface. Her very by-the-book, by-the-numbers report. It was without incident. And you guys were down there for a little over 1 hour. So he asks what you have and if you managed to recover anything.
We managed to recover quite a lot. First, the field test was successful, at least against the beetle-like bugs.
All right, good.
We were able to pass several of them, and they scrambled over themselves trying to get away from us, so that was successful. We managed to find a security room with security logs, video feeds, etc., and we're able to, in the limited time we were there, discern quite a lot as to what happened to the colony and why it fell.
Do you transfer over the information to him? I'm assuming you would. I guess you kind of have to,
Yeah,
but I'm
I
giving
would
you that
think
option
so.
anyway.
Yeah.
You can hide it,
There's this, and there's his personal file, and here's all his interviews, and there's this, and this.
Yeah, I
So
guess
if you-
I would say we're transferring over to you the contents of the hard drive we pulled from the computer.
Excellent.
It may take a while. There's
Yeah.
years of data on this.
All right, not a problem. Well, we'll come and collect the physical copy from you. I'm going to have to look over it myself to confirm it, but if it has what you say it does, I'm pretty optimistic.
We also, and you'll see in the security phone video, have found a bug that at the very least we're not aware of. I don't know
Really?
if you're aware of or not, but it was formidable.
Yeah, and then as we were leaving, it decided to take on a lot of those beetles that were cowering from us and just killed them and started eating them.
We think.
We
I
think.
see. He says, well, I guess every good news has to come with its share of bad, too. I'll review the information that you found, but you'll hear from me again soon. So I guess I can't say good job just yet, but let's just say I'm optimistic. And with that, he'll sign off. About 3 hours will pass when he communicates with you again, and for once he has a smile on his face that isn't a smirk. It's actually almost genuine. And he says, we couldn't have hoped for better information than this. You're right, Patrick. There is a whole lot to get through, but it fills a lot of gaps, and we believe an actual timeline can be pieced together. Plus the testing information on these types of bugs, plus the identification of something else, which... Did you guys listen to the interview tapes and the security logs?
Yes.
You may be thinking what I've been thinking.
The Walters was talking about a blue bottle bristlefly, and I think that's what you just found.
Yeah.
But he had claimed that it would die out. Maybe he had other plans.
If you remember, we also recorded a thing that has backfired. Something like extended life or a possible breeding loop, or, as much as I'd hate to say it, this man didn't seem like he was the most keen on being human. He may have done that to himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's definitely a name now that we can put to what befell the Mars colony, but suffice to say, our second objective was far exceeded. We have one last thing to do. Monitor those ley lines for a period of just over a week, but we've lost very few men, and we've met nothing but success. Here's hoping our luck and our smarts runs out. Give you a few more days to recollect yourselves, and then we'll begin our, hopefully, final stage. I understand you still have to collect some specimens, but hopefully maybe we can kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah, we thought of possibly using that pheromone for collecting some beetles, but
yeah, makes sense. Well, if you want to do that in a few days, it'll take some time for us to organize things with Nocturne and all, the freebooters, and especially the dregs over from Outcast Station. But suffice to say, if you do any operations, you should clear it by me first. But if you want to take the initiative, I'm not going to restrict you from that.
yeah.
Killian. No, go ahead, Tom.
Tom's going to turn to Al and kind of put his hand on his shoulder before getting up to... Well, I think we're almost done with this briefing, right?
Oh, are you asking me out of character? Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Al has to say something, but still, yeah.
Yeah. Tom will just kind of pat him on his shoulder and say, I need at least 2 days after that fight. So...
Al would nod.
Nothing until then. And then Tom will get up and walk out.
Okay.
Al would say, Killian, it occurs to me that if this blue bristlefly was made by the doctor, maybe we should look to see if there's any evidence or report or anything that denotes he would know about these flowers. If he does, it would suggest that he would have made the bristlefly to be immune to it.
The Killian crosses his arms a little bit, and he says, all right, I might catch a little bit of hell for this, but I figured you earned it. Tell you what, I'll give you a copy of everything that you recovered. And maybe together we'll both look to see if there's some sort of correlation between this Dr. Melissa Cole's data and what happened with Dr. Walters. Maybe if you put your heads together and we on our side put our heads together, maybe we'll find some sort of solution. Maybe we can tweak it.
Sounds like a plan. We may not be fond of each other, but neither of us wants more people to die, so I'm all for it.
Exactly. Just because you don't like each other doesn't mean you can't work together, right? And once again, that kind of smirk hits his face. If it makes you feel any better, I don't dislike you. And with that, he turns off the comms.
What a douche nozzle.
I love you, Killian Blackwater. So yeah, that's that.
Dun, dun.
But yeah, no, we'll end the session there. So yeah, thanks for this. Was really, really, really fun.
Yeah,
When I started, when I played today, I wasn't thinking of wasn't thinking of flying office chairs or flying office seats, but I'm glad they happened.
Escape by wall of fire.
I have to say, I'm really, really pleased how, like, as strange as it sounds, nothing was scripted. Like, if you guys just made a couple different decisions, everything would have completely changed. But I, as a GM, am very impressed how you guys were kind of pinned in a corner, and you managed a way to escape without necessarily having to combat this fucking thing. You know?
Yeah.
So, hats off to you. You met your objectives really, really well.
I helped close the door.
You held it
You
closed. Really
you know,
good.
everyone has... Okay, you know what's really funny is that... like, Mila's previous actions really influence this, right? Like, Mila was the bearer of the flowers, for lack of a better word, right? And if she didn't do what she did, you guys wouldn't even gone past those fucking beetles. There were, I'll tell you right now, as a GM, there were 34 of those fucking things. So that was going to be a really big, and I made that way ahead of time. I made that before you guys, like, I determined that way before you got, like, while I was making up the scenarios, right? So if you guys came here first, you would have had a challenge to overcome, and you wouldn't have had the tools for it. So, yeah, like, Mila held the door this session, right? But you wouldn't have gotten to that data, at least this way, this route, if you didn't follow this path. So it's exciting. It's really fun. It's really fun to see everything kind of come together. It's awesome.
Though
It's
personally, I
fascinating.
think the flowers pale in comparison to the importance of holding the door shut. But it's
True.
nice too.
True. Very true.
Just have to just ruin everything I do great.
I do. I really, really do.
But the important thing is that you're a princess.
Barf.
No, I think something's wrong with that dog.
It's fine. La barf, la mew, la purr.
All right, well, everyone, I'll go ahead and stop recording here. We'll see you guys next week. Woohoo!
Bye.
They can't see you, Criana.
Oh. I was smiling so nice too.
Jesus, the way I have to get this program now.
It is really
do.
fun,
Right?
And the number of avatars is actually very impressive.
I don't even have a damn webcam. I need to get a
I will
webcam
say,
now.
I'm not a huge fan of face cam while playing games, but
No.
this is actually pretty fun because there's one thing watching Squee and Criana play SWTOR. Oh my god!
I love that. I love that one.
No, but I think Criana will agree with this. There's Squee and Criana playing SWTOR, and then there's Kitty and Wolf playing SWTOR.
That's true. That is true. And I mean, I don't mind this because it's not like the cameras are taking up the entire screen, right? Like, we're still playing the game. You guys are still playing your characters. You have the character's art, right? It's just a funny little waifu in the corner, right?
Oh my god!
Shut up, Baka.
Oh, Criana-chan, will you ever change?
You are so kawaii daisu.
That is actually kind of creepy.
Hello. My name is Ayoko-san. Nice to meet you.
Can you say loading goo?
Loading goo, loading goo.
My god, could you imagine how cool it would be? I know that it said Facebook you can make your custom avatars. If we made like an Al, Patrick, and Tom avatar, and Mila.
Yeah.
Sure.
That
I
would
see
be
the
my job. That sounds terrible.
I can barely keep up as it is.
I would want
Criana.
to stab my hand. So this guy?
Criana, they have Dread Out avatars.
Fuck that! Yeah.
Dread Out? You don't remember?
Oh, I remember Dread Out. That game sucked balls.
So, by the way, the interview tapes that you listened, I was able to do that thanks to the help of Mackenzie and another fellow named, his user handle is Uneven Ranger.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I recognized Mackenzie, but I did not recognize the other one, so I was very confused.
You did a
Well
very
done,
nice
Mackenzie.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good job.
Well done, Kinsey. Our Victorian Roma. If that is your real name.
Wait, she's actually here for once? What the hell?
Yeah, she shut up near the end. Oh, God. Listen, don't you have...
I'm the senpai you all want.
Really? Are
No.
you too young to be a senpai?
No, not at all.
I love the thought.
So, what are you, like some sort of model superhero, maybe?
Yeah, I'm kind of a big deal around here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
I didn't even see those avatars. Maybe I need to download them.
they're DLC. I paid money for this.
Oh, I see.
What? I think these are the saddest. That is the saddest sentence you said today. I paid money for this. I'm just kidding. So is it just like an anime sub pack?
Yeah, it's some sort of like anime character models you can use or some shit. You know?
Great.
Yeah. I'm a super Sugoi, aren't I? Yeah.
What does Sugoi mean? Does it mean smoker's cough?
Yeah.
Then you're the most Sugoi.
Sugoi.
Oh,
Sugoi.
Sugoi
No.
desu no ne.
You know what I'm hoping? That like somewhere in Japan right now they're having like very, very white characters and they're saying like nonsense words in
well,
English
howdy
like
there, partner.
or like potato
Potato.
or something like that. I hope they're just making fun of our culture as much as we're making
Oh,
fun of
absolutely. Racism just has no boundaries.
That's true. That's true. Grace, that's an uplifting thought.
Hello. 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 What is this?
All right, so they've got Team Fortress 2 avatars.
Oh, sweet.
They've got Halloween avatars. I think I already got that.
Am I spooky?
The anime ones, and then a couple other ones. That's about
This
it.
one freaks me out the most.
They have Pootie
I'm
Pie.
going to kill you.
Does anyone want Pootie Pie?
I will stab you. Stab,
Please don't stab me. Wait, what is that? Wait, don't tell me. Sundai, right? The murder type.
Yandere.
I'm going to murder you.
Okay, please stop murdering. Please stop threatening me. You get 1d4 damage and you die.
Oh
And
my
I rolled
god,
a
they've
4.
got the gingerbread man.
Hey, I'm some asshole.
Whoa, that is creepy.
Yeah, how you doing? I'm a douche nozzle.
That-
What's up?
That almost looks like Handsome Jack from Borderlands.
You
Almost.
you look like
Yeah.
your name should be Chad.
It certainly is.
I've never known a non-douchey Chad.
All right, well, everyone on the stream, thanks for coming, and we'll be back.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Oh my god.
Wave goodbye, Criana.
We should be back Wednesday for 3 Galaxies, and Thursday for Ardenfell, and then Sunday for Rifts. And woohoo!
Right.
So I wanted
Are
to
we
take
down
that.
for Ardenfell this Thursday? It's
Yeah.
New Year's Eve.
Oh right,
Oh.
frick! It's
No.
New Year's Eve.
I'm
That-
doing
that's
something
why-
crazy.
Yeah.
So Ardenfell
Yeah.
next week.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
But still 3 Galaxies on Wednesday.
but still 3 Galaxies on Wednesday.
Yes.
You know, I've realized this is the second year that whenever, like, I remember last year, the Rifts on the Sundays worked out perfectly, and Ardenfell had to be spaced out because of Christmas and New Year. So you keep getting shafted.
Oh,
Yep.
I don't mind. It gives me more time to prepare.
Fair
You
enough.
guys are in kind of end of
Pickle?
one thing. No, actually, you're kind of at the start of. You finished the pickle.
Oh, that's right. We
So,
murdered the pickle.
The more time I have,
Yeah.
basically, the more kind of options you can go from there, kind of thing. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, everyone on the stream, ta-ta, toodles, and all that. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.